a Joe, but I don't want you to, if you want to be Jake, we can easily call you Jake.
Call me one
One,
nutter. I'm fine. I'm
one,
fine with that.
Just don't call me late
one,
for dinner, right?
Exactly.
one nutter of the Jakes.
Yeah.
What? Oh,
One,
yeah, because one of the okay.
yep. Dun, dun. Nate, make sure that it hits the podcast because it was a good dad joke.
Wrong again, Keith.
Honk, honk. Honk, honk.
Welcome back to episode 300 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast for crew, by crew, mocked by crew, edited weirdly to leave out really hilarious things by crew.
Good job. Good job, Tom.
Yeah, way to go. Tom's buddy Nate. And got Keith here. How's it going, Big Keith?
Howdy, howdy.
And Big Jake, who's going by Big One Nutter.
How's it going?
Well, technically crew has two nutters.
Yeah, Lou was confused, I think, when you joined our secondary Discord. He was like, could it be? And he's just like, nutter, like another nutter, but that's the wrong nut there, Lou.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, though.
All right. Start where we normally start. Anybody drinking anything cool?
Nope.
Nope.
I am currently drinking I'm trying to get the koozie off here.
Oh, wow. It's not even a purple one, and he's getting a hard time.
No. I got the Poppy Punch Pop. It's a brand new one for their summer launch or whatever. So, pretty good.
Well, Poppy's blowing up.
Pretty good stuff.
Nice. Enjoy that crispy beverage.
I had a root beer sparkling water I wanted to get into, but apparently that's for my kid's birthday party. I'm not allowed, so.
That's like a tease of like seeing that in the fridge and thinking it's for the podcast and then just being like, no, Joey. That would irk the shit out of me.
And they're the best ones. They're like no sugar. They're just
I don't think I've
root beer
had that.
sparkling
Really
water. Yeah, they're fantastic.
I've yet to have any of the cola or the cola adjacent ones like that in the sparkling water form. Maybe I've had.
Didn't I bring you one?
Maybe. I feel like I might have bought one from like.
I brought you one of the orange cream ones.
That was dope. That one was really good.
Yeah.
The root beer.
I brought you one of those, the orange cream ones.
I enjoyed.
I got the Weekend Warrior shirt on. Nothing new here.
I've got the pride, the pride shirt. I think it is, right? The Pink Floyd shirt.
I was reading John Q. And I see a Santa Cruz shirt, so I don't think that's a Massonomics one yet.
No. So I realized all my Massonomics ones were dirty, so.
Oh no.
We got to clean them all.
Hey, so you don't have enough?
I don't have enough. I need to make some more orders. I was just looking at the website right now. I was just like thinking about buying something. So, but we'll wait.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do, Keith? Right in?
I'm gonna jump ahead for a segue here because he was just mentioning stuff on the orders. So it does look like there'll be a drop next week. I think they put a little icon on it on the Discord, and our good buddy old Huck Finn kind of spilled the beans on what one of the shirts is going to be. I think he maybe thought it was dropping this week, so it didn't matter. But he also is a Huck fan, and he doesn't know his ass from his elbow, so half the time. So basically, on his podcast, he was giving Tanner and Tommy a hard time about a shirt they're going to drop, and it is going to be. He wasn't going to say what it was. He was kind of alluding to it, and then he finally spilled the beans on it. But I guess they're going to have some kind of home gym nerd T-shirt in the drop next week.
Oh no!
Something to that extent. And Huck got a little. He was giving him hell about that. But because he came on our podcast and literally said, hey, I'm going to come out with this T-shirt and have it at Live Hard, Live Easy. But I guess Tanner and Tommy had already made a design and had it like literally like at the printing press or like in development. So the See You Next Tuesday that this came out, Tanner listened to it because he literally is like, he's on it like, he's on it every Tuesday, consuming us up. So I guess he was, he had some back and forth with Tuck and he's like, no, sorry, dude. Like we literally had this already coming out and I don't think Huck really had. I think he was just giving him hell, but it did sound like Huck's timeline might have been a little skewed on the way he was explaining it on their podcast. But that'll be cool. I think we pretty much know what the drop is. It's going to be the home gym the home gym nerd T-shirt, and then some kind of competition shirt because Tanner's been kind of alluding to there might be a new competition shirt for your singlet, and I don't remember if there was another object within in the drop or not, but at least those two shirts. I mean, some for sure a home gym nerd one, and then I'd assume some kind of competition shirt. So that was a little bit of grease I got listening to Huck Finn's podcast this morning. Let's Get Stupid. So just figured I'd
Nerds.
share that. And I did get permission from Tanner to actually talk about that because I didn't want to. I mean, anyone that listened to the podcast would have already heard Tom talk about it, but I didn't want to put it out there anymore if I don't know how much crossover there actually is. But I don't know, to the dozens of you out there, now you at least know what to look forward to next Thursday.
Nerds.
So that should be an interesting shirt. I am curious of how they made it, and if it just says home gym nerd, or there's some like goofy guy with like a huge home gym behind him or something. I don't know. I'm curious to see what that shirt's gonna be.
It'll just be a hawk.
Good stuff. All right.
Chirp,
Now
chirp,
we can
chirp, chirp.
now we can rate last week's episode if we want.
All right, let's do it.
I know we went a little bit out of order, but I was building on him talking about the website. So Jake, did you get a chance to listen to Massnomics podcast this week?
I listened to a little bit of it, yeah. So listened during work, but I got like pretty much like a quarter way through it before I had to do something else.
Yep. Anything stick out to you, or anything that would sway your rating one way or another?
I mean, every time I listen, it's always a 10 out of 10. So I can't
Hey.
give you any shits. So
Yeah, we'll take that 5 out of 5 rating. That reduces down there probably. I'm not big math, but I think it's close enough. We'll take it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I got some notes here. I'm trying to remember. It felt like forever ago. The World's Strongest Man chat. The one thing that kind of stuck out where they were talking about how like the next generation will never know what it's like to sit there at like 11 p.m. watching ESPN 3 World's Strongest Man like in the middle of the summer, and from 10 years prior to like not even relevant lifters anymore. So like I remember, it would have been the late 90s to early 2000s, and I was watching like the early 90s World's Strongest Man, and I was like, oh, this Magnus Magnuson's a badass. I'm gonna cheer for him. So he's always been my favorite strongman. Never like watched strongman while he was an active competitor, I don't think, because he would have already been retired probably by then, or on the backside of it. So I did enjoy that kind of that think tank, that thought that they provoked, but just like today's youth will just never be able to look at strongman the way we did as kids. Tommy's wave pool story of the kind of the dual threat there, the just getting completely eaten shit by the waves and trying to like not let his kids drown was just amusing. But then the fucker that stole his glasses, like that's so fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Like just being like, nope, these are my Ray-Bans. And that's some scummy stuff. So all in all, I still enjoyed the episode. I will go ahead and give it a 5 out of 5 stolen Ray-Bans.
So up here, I don't know if it was the same for you guys. World's Strongest Man was always on directly after Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you would watch wrestling, and then if you weren't ready for bed yet, it would immediately come on and you'd get all the reruns and stuff every week of
Cool.
World's Strongest Man. So I guess that wasn't the same down there, because I was going to say like that explains a lot of overlap here. Yeah. So yeah, definitely you touched on everything I wanted to touch on. His kid being like permanently afraid of that noise of the wave pool. Yes, kids do be like that now, right? I did enjoy that. Yeah, definitely 5 out of 5 10-foot waves.
We'll take a little break here, and I just want to shout out everyone that competed in the garage gym competition. Joe appreciates that every year. It's really good. We had a shit ton of crew winners. I tried to jot everyone down. I believe it hit right at 12 last I had checked. So we got Big Joey E, Scance, Big Jess, Big Nate, Big Andrew Garrison, Big Ben, Big Hogan, Big Dan, Big Katie, Big Robo, Big Chad, and Big Dan out here in Syracuse all won something. That's really awesome. That's wild that, out of the however many he's going to give out, like 50 or 60 awards. That's including some of like I think the first 2 or 3 were like best deadlift face and best biggest improvement in your total. So not necessarily a random pick, but an actual like, voted on thing or a statistical number. So even with those included, with or without it, still like 10, 12 people won. That's just awesome. So I think there's still a handful more to go too. So I'm just waiting. I'd like to get tagged in something, Joe, and take something home this year. But let's see. Did you guys see the sticker vending machine that Tanner had posted
Yeah.
on Instagram last week? I got a kick out of that. I want to see it in person. Like, is it? Did he just load it up just for the video, or is that actually in the gym? So some of the locals that are out there, give us some feedback and let us know because I'm curious if there's just loaded up with free stickers and it doesn't really cost him anything, and if the members want a sticker, they can just have a sticker. Like I don't know. It's a really cool idea.
And how do we get our stickers in there?
Oh yeah, there we go. That's not bad.
That's the big one. What's this Kyle video? Kyle whom?
Kyle Kaizen. He was
yeah.
since we recorded last Monday, we missed his video last week, and then he just had one that dropped today. So, it was a lot. I did watch every second of both videos, but it was a lot.
You sent me and you were like, you have a week to watch this 54-minute video.
I did,
and then I was like, yeah, I ain't reading that essay. Like, I'm not doing that.
The video today was kind of, I mean, he has a really cool gym, and I like, actually, I'll talk more. So Kyle, I was literally when I was taking a shower, getting ready for the podcast, I was listening to Kyle and Mike's podcast. Do you even lift, bro? And Kyle was basically talking about how, like, they were basically just giving Tanner and Tommy their flowers, which I really liked, and how that like Tanner has like a knack of like just picking stuff out of someone's gym and talking about it that like your everyday person might not like. They'll just kind of glaze over. So it was kind of cool to listen to them kind of give them their props. So I enjoyed that. But the machine today was like a standing side lateral, like a plate loaded a weight stack side lateral raise that also like articulated up and down in height, and like the arms moved a different way, so you could kind of do like a half-ass chest fly, and you could do like a rear delt, like because you could position if you were like standing 90 degrees or bent over like 45 degrees or something. So you could do rear delts if you were bent over farther, and that one was the one that I always like it too, because that's when they do a double video, a lot of times, like Tanner will do the first one and then Tommy gets to be the on-camera guy the second time. So it's just a completely different perspective because they, as similar as they are, they definitely like have their own personality. So it's just, I like seeing more of Tommy in some of those videos sometimes. So I don't know. I enjoyed them. If anyone listening hasn't had a chance to listen, go watch them, do so. Let's see. What's this Frisbee thing? What'd you do?
Oh. Okay, so my kid's getting really good at throwing Frisbees.
Yep.
And I think we've discussed in the past that I'm very good at throwing Frisbees. And I just think this is a funny story. It has nothing to do with gym, nothing to do with anything. So this is just hilarious to me. So about halfway down my yard is my trampoline, and my kid had left his boots at the trampoline. And this is a good boot. Yeah, 15, 20 yards. Like it's far away. And I said, buddy, go pick up your boots. So he goes running across the yard, and I whip the Frisbee right at him, and he ducks just to pick up his boots. And I was like, I wasn't expecting to hit him, right? Because I threw it a little bit loose, but again, my aim just was better than I thought it was going to be. And I was, okay, he's bent down. But no, this kid stands up directly in time for it to go right off the top of his head.
That was the waterworks going.
And it made the bonk sound.
little concussion going on.
No, it didn't. He wasn't hurt at all. He had his hood on, which was nice.
Okay, that helps.
But it was just the way in which I went, oh, that's not going to hit him. Oh no. And he stood up directly into its path, and I just went bonk and flew off his head. And he looked so shocked and offended until I started laughing like hysterically. And then he was like, oh, wait, that was really funny. Anyway, that was just a really funny story.
That is good. And it tracks that he was wearing a hoodie probably because it's this fucking weather. We're like a week out. We're literally a couple days out from June. And it's like, it was freaking frosty almost the other day. I was like, this is killing me.
Yeah, it's ranging anywhere from 10 Celsius to 23. And you're just like, you don't know what to do. Yeah, I lost you guys at Celsius. I saw it.
Got me confused there.
Big conversion over there. So I got a quick little tidbit here. Anyone that's never done some type of imaging where you have to get contrast, it's the weirdest fucking thing. So I got some imaging this week for the thing on my neck, and still, I gotta go talk to the doctor next week. So no real updates on that other than just like the radiologist. There was nothing in the radiologist report that I could read that said, "Hey, you have a tumor, you're dying of cancer." But like, let's go talk to the doctor next week. But contrast, the nurse or the technician administering the thing, basically, she described it perfectly, exactly what I was gonna feel. And a lot of times I'm like, sure, that's what some people feel, but I probably won't feel that because you just don't think it'll happen to you or whatever. So she says it's gonna feel like you took a shot of whiskey, and then it's immediately going to feel like you wet your pants. And, sitting there, it's going through the IV. Oh, I get that. Like, I almost even forgot that she said it because she said it a few minutes earlier. I'm like, oh man, what is going on with my throat? And then I'm like, it literally tasted like I just took a shot of Jim Beam. Like, it took me back to fucking high school because that's probably the last time I regularly drank whiskey. And then I didn't feel it so much in the bladder, but God, I felt like I had a little doo doo going on in the back, and I was just like, it's just this warm sensation, like it was just the weirdest, like my entire backside and some of my bladder, my rectum, it was just all just was felt like it was warm and a little tingly. It only
Rectum.
lasted like 30 seconds. Yeah,
Damn near killed him.
Yeah. Jake's over here agreeing. I think he's experienced the same thing,
yeah.
but it's just
Yeah,
it was the goofiest feeling I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah,
And it was
every time I do imagery, it's always the same feeling too. Like but I feel it more in my bladder. It's
okay.
exactly what you say. It's like a shot of whiskey. I don't really feel like it's like wetting my pants or anything, but it just feels like it's just like my whole like lower body just feels like super warm and just awkward. So
Yeah. I maybe if I get another one, it might not feel because I'll be expecting it maybe, but yeah, it was just so. I just felt like my underwear were like tingly and warm, and I was like, "What is going on?" But I just thank God it like literally lasted like 15 seconds or something. But I was like, if this lasted like an hour, like I couldn't, I would have had a hard time driving home if that's what I was like feeling on my seat the whole drive home. I'd be like, "What is happening?" So, but yeah, that was my little contrast story. Big Stephanie, I can actually call my wife Big now. Big Stephanie joined the Discord today of her own volition. She had talked about it or something. I don't even remember, like earlier in the day, and I was just like, yeah, just do it if you want. Like it's entirely up to you. Like I had no pressure. I mean, and the next thing I know, she sent me a screenshot that she signed up, and I was like, well, you can't sign up and not join Discord. Like you did this on your own, but you can't like at least not get Discord. Like just download it, get the initial wave of like, hey, welcome, and then just mute all the completely mute everything and then look at it when you want to. Like that's so yeah. One thing it did but necessarily catch her off guard, but she did comment on when she had responded, her first post said something to the extent of I'm so overwhelmed just because like she hasn't never been on Discord before and there's literally like 30 channels. She thought of just like the general was the entire Discord, and it was like I was like, no, there's like 9 more of these, and she's like, holy shit. So she said something about being overwhelmed, and then Jen reacted with like the old lady emoji, and Stephanie didn't see it until a little bit later, and she was like, "What the fuck's up with this old lady emoji?" She's like, "I see how it is now, guys." So that was amusing to me. And then speaking of Jen, big thank you for my crew birthday gift of the crew glue banner. I think I hung it up the same day it came in. Very surprised and pleasantly surprised, and thank you very much. And I've enjoyed seeing her card she's sending out to everybody. So I got like a specific birthday card. It was, which was very nice. Everybody else is getting these like, post-it note, like these long post-it notes with like inside jokes and bits and like just dad jokes. And I'm eating them all up on, Instagram, and everybody reshares them. And I don't think I've seen one that hasn't made me like snort or chuckle a little bit. So
Jen kills birthday present. Because she gave me mine in Crew Falls, and it was the Fiend, the Bray Wyatt socks. And like I could have cried because my old ones they have a hole in them, so I stopped wearing them, just waiting to see if I can repair them. And we couldn't find any to fix. And she didn't know any of this. She was just like, I'm gonna get him Bray Wyatt socks. And it was a Ghost energy drink. And I was just like, yep, you nailed it. So yeah,
that works.
Jen kills that stuff. I'm still waiting for my my stickers.
Oh yeah, I did get her stickers too. I got to make magnets next time I sit down there. But do appreciate that, Jen. You are the best.
Okay, do you
Um,
want to go with the controversial topic or the silly
let's do
topic?
Coke. Let's do the silly one in the end with the controversial, I guess.
Okay. So we talked the other week about how lately I've been feeling kind of stupid every once in a while. So like getting stuck in my prong belt. That was like the stupidest 30 seconds of my life.
I think it happened
Um,
right after we recorded last week. So
oh, it was
we
so I
we have
couldn't
like
even.
2 weeks worth of shit to talk about because it's been so long since we recorded.
Have we not talked about that yet?
I don't believe we've talked
Okay.
about it. Well,
Yeah.
we've had dialogue about it, but no, it has not been a podcast conversation.
So I don't wear my prong belt. I haven't worn it in years. But I was doing axle press and I don't like my lever belt during the axle clean and press. So I was
You got
like,
to put it on. Well, they didn't
yeah, you got
so
to
like,
move it sideways. Yeah. Yeah.
yep,
But I was just like, hey,
yep,
I have this other belt. Maybe it's more effective.
yep. I feel you.
So I put it on and I had to go super tight, like down to the last two holes
Hmm.
because I've just lost size since the last time I wore it. And then in order to get it off, like in order to get a prong belt off, you kind of have to tighten it a little.
Yep.
I couldn't get it any tighter. So as I'm trying to pry it open to pull the prongs out of the holes, I'm crushing my rib cage and I start to have like a panic attack.
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to cut this thing off. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. Like this, like I had a small panic attack. I eventually got it off, but then I put it in the Discord and I was just like, well, that was a stupid 30 seconds where I got stuck in a belt. And Dan was like, just lay down next time. And I was like, well, yeah, but I didn't think of that at the time. So here's a new time that I legitimately felt stupid. I was reading the ingredients on something and it said, we cannot guarantee that this does not contain tree nuts, including coconut. Coconut's a fucking tree nut?
Okay. I mean, it's what else would do you think it's a fruit? Like,
I
I
thought
mean,
I just so
I get.
first I was like
It's gotta.
I had
It's
put it
like
in the fruit section because of
it's
its
not
like
water. That's got me
there's
thinking.
it's got water in it. It's so
Mm.
hydrating, but again, there's no seeds on the inside, so it technically doesn't count as a fruit. But as soon as I read that, like I just questioned my entire history of knowledge of coconuts because I was like,
Yeah.
of course it is. Of course it's a tree
Yeah.
nut. It's high in protein. Like it had all of those things. And I legitimately felt stupid for the past 40 years of my life because I was like, of course it is. How could you not know that, you big dummy?
Apparently, a lot of people do because, like, why would they put that extra disclaimer if it wasn't like, unless people are highly allergic to coconuts and don't realize they're nuts? Like, I don't. I'm just curious why it says include tree nuts, including that. Like,
Well,
that's
I
just
wonder
odd.
if you're like allergic to tree nuts, you know that. Like if you're allergic to things, you know that coconuts are those things. But if you aren't allergic to that, you're just like in this la la land that coconuts are some magical mystery thing that grow on trees south of the equator. And I just, yeah, so prong belt and learning about coconuts, I felt stupid twice in the past 2 weeks.
I drank some coconut water last week or
Yeah, I
a
saw that.
couple
I'm
weeks ago
sorry.
for the first time. It was really bad. Like the guy
Mm,
was trying to sell one of the customers gave us like 4 or 5 bottles of it like right out of a Costco container, so I knew it was brand new. And my buddy was like, "Yeah, dude, it's like nature's Gatorade. It's like full of electrolytes." So like, he kind of had me sold on that. And he's like, it's gonna taste like shit, and it's gonna, potentially be a diuretic for you. And I was like, well, I can't be drinking it like right now. I need to drink it like right before I get home and have bathroom access and stuff. But I think it was whatever we did have as much as it was cold the other day, it was definitely like in the mid 80s a couple weeks ago when I had this. It was horrible. It tasted
hmm
so bad, but it didn't get me sick. And I mean, I don't know. I drink so much different stuff with electrolytes and added salt and stuff for, it's I don't know if it did any good or not, but God, it tasted horrible.
Yeah, if I see coconut or coconut water in anything, I'm just like, no, we're not drinking that. There's one
No.
thing I've enjoyed, which is the Bucked Up. They have one that has a slight coconut taste to it, and it's an energy drink. I didn't hate it. I think it's called like Island something or something, whatever. That was the first time I was like, you know what? Everything else overpowers the coconut, whatever. But I dislike coconut. No.
Good. Same.
All right, let's get to the controversy. Fucking rogue, eh?
Yeah. I still haven't actually like seen I've only saw the screenshot. I haven't like
Yeah, me
Googled
too.
it to actually see like how in depth it is. If it's anyone that can sign. So the Rogue has their own gym map now, but I'm not really sure what the requirements are. If you have to be like a Rogue affiliate, if they just want anyone that owns one piece of Rogue equipment and just put it on the map. But I mean, like, I don't know. It wasn't a paywall or anything, but I think Massonomics might be one of the first people to do some mapping the way they did it. So yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of granted. I mean, anyone can do anything they want. It's just like literally they've been
Any
blowing up the home gym fucking thing. Like they've got like
Yep.
I don't know, literal hundreds of supporting member. Well, they're not all supporting members, ironically, but a lot of certified training facilities. I actually was contacted. Quick segue. There was someone selling a sandbag like 2 hours from me, and it ended up being a guy with a certified training facility. He was not crew, and he said he's literally like only kind of sort of just found Massonomics and only kind of sort of listens to their podcast, but he just wanted to be a certified training facility because he thought it was cool. So it's like there are a lot of people out there that really don't consume much Massonomics, but still want to have a certified training facility, which I just find unique.
See, anybody can do anything they want, but Rogue will only do it if somebody else has done it first.
Yeah, and if they can make money off it, and if they can make large profits off of it somehow or exploit someone.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose patience with that because I could just every time I see it, it's always the same thing, right? That somebody releases the patent or something. Like when I joked last 2 weeks ago or whatever, careful, Kevin, whatever they release that you invented,
Yeah.
Rogue is going to steal. There's a lot of truth behind that joke, right? Speaking of that, I was looking at the certified training map, and there's a guy about an hour away from me
Mm.
in Cambridge, Ontario. I reached out. He says he just can't figure out Discord. So he's a
Oh,
supporting member. He's like, I
he's at
just
least crew though.
can't
That's
sort
cool.
out Discord. And I was like, well, let me know how to help. Get
Yeah.
in here, have fun with us dummies.
Hmm. Definitely takes just if I hadn't been there to walk Stephanie through it, like step by step, like on like I was just sitting on the couch, but she was like, now what? Now what? What does that mean? Like what like if I wasn't there to hold her hand through it, like she would not have done it.
All right, that about does the general topics. Jake's been quiet.
Yeah, well, we're gonna make him talk now.
Yeah, we are.
Do you have a Massonomic sponsor read of some sort you want to hit the listeners with there, big Jake One Nutter?
Yes, sir. Let me just pull it up real quick. All right. This episode is brought to you by the Massonomics Podcast, broadcasting weekly from the Iron Mecca of US of A, deep in the wind-swept plains of Aberdeen, South Dakota. What's it all about? Getting strong, using your strength, debating your superiority with of flavored fizzy water, and of course, cracking enough jokes to keep you laughing through even the most questionable gym lifts. And listen, for just $3, that's right, $3, you can become a supporting member and help keep glorious strength-filled circus running. Just head to massonomics.com and throw your hat or lifting belt in the ring.
No
Nice,
hats.
well done.
Don't buy our hats.
No hats. Don't buy.
I thought you would have said no lifting belts, Joey.
Can't get them off. They're worse than the purple koozies.
Nice. All right, we got any licky loos we got to kick out this week? A couple. Let's get rid of them. They're all gone. And you want to get that guest on the horn, Joey?
Yeah, Big Jake, is that you?
Yes, sir.
You are live and unpaid and underrated. We're going to dive right in. We don't want to miss any gold, right? We want to make sure we capture everything here. So we're going to start with the first question we ask everybody. What brought you to Massonomics and eventually to this podcast?
Yeah, so kind of was word of mouth through some friends through powerlifting. Big Tommy Stapler and then the big Tom Swartout. They both kind of mentioned it a few times when I was working out with them, and then one day they were like, "Hey, do you want to go spot and load for Lift Hard, Live Easy?" And I was like, "Sure." And then ended up going to that and just kind of realizing how big of a community you guys had and how big of a fun and just very energetic group of people you guys were. And I was just so enthralled with that. And I was just like, I got to join this. So yeah, hopped on and, just kind of been a big supporter ever since.
Very good. Yeah, the Live Hard Live Easy is definitely a big recruitment tool for the cult. I mean, the crew.
And I like that he said big in sense of like numbers and not specifically like that when you're here, you're big, because it works both ways. And I was just like, oh, that worked out good.
And where do we find you on Instagram if you want us to find you, and on the Discord? What's your handles there?
Yeah, so I got two pages. I just go by Jake the Dog. The is THEE, and then the dog is DAWG. Or you can go to my lifting page. It's One Nut Lifter. So pretty
Hmm.
simple.
Nice.
And where are you from?
I am from Bloomington, Minnesota.
Yes,
Beautiful Bloomington.
gorgeous Minnesota. Do you have a Hall of Fame status? Do you know it?
I do not. I do not.
Okay, that's all right. We'll work on getting that. When you do your next order, you were talking earlier that you were looking at getting a new shirt. Just
Yep.
put in the comments, Tanner, please send me a Hall of Fame card.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm sure he
Nice.
either has some. If not,
I don't know if he
we'll get you
actually.
one.
I don't know that he has extras. I
He
don't
told
want to promise.
somebody
Did he?
lately that
Oh,
if
okay.
they
Just give
ask,
him
he'll
one.
send. But we can always just send it to you digitally.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have what the card is.
Yeah, you have a
'cause
spreadsheet.
I have what it is. I just don't have it. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. So just in general, that's awesome that you came out to. So you joined after Lift Hard Live Easy 1 or Lift Hard Live Easy 2?
Two. I think it was two.
Okay,
Yeah, just last year.
gotcha.
So
So it
yeah,
took us a while to get you reeled in, but we got you. That's
yeah.
good stuff.
You got me. Yep.
So that brought up the Minnesota Department of Lifter Safety up to like four sporting members, I think now.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. So yeah, it's we got the last Musketeer. Well, that's three, but some of all the movies had that other guy. There was really four of them.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
working on trying to get more of the guys into it. So there's definitely some guys and gals that definitely are interested in it, but we're just trying to work our way in it.
nice. And are you certified? We know you have a nice home gym. I've got several questions about, but
Yeah,
have you managed to get the old girl certified?
not yet. So
Oh man.
I've been meaning to for a long time, but the issue is I haven't actually came up with a good name for the garage yet. I've had a few in the
Mm,
past, but I want to come up with something that's like kind of
a little,
unique and
little more
also something
permanent.
I want to use kind of down the road when I want to open up a gym. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, home gym names are hard, man.
yeah,
Mine didn't have a name for like 3 or 4 years, and basically right up until I actually had people regularly coming over, and you kind of had some help from a buddy, and we brainstormed it, and I was like, oh, that's perfect.
yeah.
But yeah,
Mine had a silly name for like 4 years, and then it has the silliest name. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
was the Lazarus Pit based off Bane,
yeah.
and because I actually started my gym in my driveway, which is like a gravel pit, and then it turned into the Dilf Dungeon, which
Oh, nice.
yeah, to this day, I still think is one of the funniest things I've ever done.
It's good. Yeah,
uh,
I kind of have the same thing. I had a kind of a weird name at first. It was like a gorilla strength, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And then I was like big dogs gym, and I was like, that's also kind of weird. So gonna have to think of something bigger.
put old AI to it. Just put in some
Yep.
keywords, I guess, and AI's
Yep.
probably helped a lot of people name their gyms, or if not, they
Yeah.
could. So now that you are a sporting member, and do you listen to their podcast somewhat regularly, or just kind of casually, or
Yeah, usually casually.
nice?
Um,
Okay, hold on, hear me out. Okay, one nut full strength.
Ooh,
oh,
that's not horrible.
me and my girlfriend have thrown out the idea of just calling it one nut strength or something like that. So that has been floated
Yeah.
by, but I don't know if I want to really have a gym named after my one testicle that's missing. So
It could be like, but like off that vein, not the testicle
Oh
vein, but off
wow.
the
Yeah. Off that
of
vast
that
deference.
vein.
Why
Like something like we can get into. We'll obviously get into it
yeah,
deeper. But we know you have a long medical history, so something to do with like the strength of overcoming all that, like some kind of phrase of like, you know, I don't know, something of that. I like the idea of, but no,
mhm.
that's good stuff. Is there anything that you see any of your buddies wearing, or that you've seen online of the Massnomics merch that you didn't get a chance to jump on, that you're like, man, I really should have got that, and now it's not available?
All the time. Like Tommy always comes into work with like I think it's like a windbreaker that I always wanted to get. I don't know if it's still on the site. I think I saw it, but
There's a camel
Um,
one, but it's only got like two sizes in it, I think.
yeah. I think that was the one. That no, it might have been like a black and grayish one.
I think
Can't
there was that
remember.
one. Maybe, probably.
Yeah, but then like all the other ones, like the 421, and then Big James Roniak was wearing something the other day. I can't remember. Oh, it's just like the original like lift Mass Economics shirt. It's just blue. I
Hmm.
wanted that one too.
Yeah, the one that
So
Joey's wearing, probably.
probably.
Maybe.
It's off the screen right
It's all
now.
good. Well, if you're running it back this year, right? Are you? I know a lot of you guys were competing. Are you competing or are you spotting and loading this year?
Spot and loading. Spot and
Okay,
loading.
okay. So it was so Nas and Roniak are competing in powerlifting and strongman, and then you guys are still
Don't for,
gonna is oh
don't forget
Schneider is what's the
Schneider's
state?
doing
It's
it too.
state. Okay, so three of the four. God damn. So you guys are gonna be shorthanded on the
We
platform, eh? For
we
spotting
are
and loading.
we were kind of hurting, but we just today actually we went through and kind of went asked a few guys, and we actually got a few people on. So I think we
Oh,
were
dope.
gonna have a pretty good amount of crew. So I mean, definitely
Nice.
some people that definitely don't know what mass economics is, but they're definitely gonna learn. So
I have a feeling that even though James is going to be doing strongman, he'll like jump in and help
oh
in any
he
capacity in the
yeah
morning sessions.
he's 100% planning on helping out. So he said he's gonna be kind of hurting after that night. So I'm gonna have to make
Yeah,
sure he has a good beer in his hand.
yeah. I'm putting him on whatever like the least. I don't know what is the is back spotting the worst because like the back spotter doesn't
Uh,
help spot and load. I guess who who has the least amount of spotting and load or of loading because
like
it's
movement.
just it's more the loading of the plates all day that's the fucking killer, isn't it?
That yeah, usually if you're the loader, that's usually like it's very tiring. Usually if you're a loader, we try to like put you out with something a little easier. But
Smart.
usually like back spotting is pretty easy. You know, most of the time you're doing just like making sure the bar doesn't tip over if like one guy takes like too many plates, or you're just doing just like racks if you got to do anything. But yeah, usually it's a pretty easy job. It's not really crazy. Then using like deadlift jack is the easy job too, because all you're
Nice.
doing is just jacking in, making sure you don't have any blood or piss on the bar. So,
Well, if there's one thing we know about is jacking it here, buddy. Um,
oh yeah,
And pissing.
and
yeah,
pissing
and pooing.
and shit.
There's a has anyone have so I mean several people I've seen dozens of people pee themselves on the platform. Have you ever seen someone actually shit themselves on the platform like in a competition?
Oh, you know, there's
That'd
a
be
few people that I'm pretty sure they shit themselves. There has been a guy at the Arnold this year who he fell backwards and he swears that he shat himself, but we were like 100% convinced he tore his like quadricep. But
ugh.
I think he was trying to use like I shit myself as like a way of like kind of brushing it off a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think I'd much rather shit myself than tear my quad because I'm not Big Tanner over
yeah,
here. That sounds horrible.
yeah.
Ugh. Um. All right. Well, since most people that probably filled out your thing knew about it, well, maybe your mom didn't. So one of my favorite questions is always just asking people how they explain you and you. So like when when I badger you to send out your questionnaire to people, like how do you say, hey, can please fill this out for this? Like how do you explain this?
Yeah.
So I got least fun, most fun. I'm gonna have to explain it to you really good because the stapler missed the mark the first time. So and so relatively new game. I'm going to give you a single topic, and you're going to respond with the least fun thing about the topic and the most fun thing about it. So basically,
Okay.
what's the best and what's the worst about said topic?
That's fine. Okay.
So for you there, big one nutter, least fun, most fun, having a home gym that you open up to your friends. So this specifically that it's kind of a pseudo open gym at times. And I'm curious, is it an open gym or is it more like, hey, I'm training at 7 o'clock tonight. Anyone want to join me kind of thing?
It's kind of like that. I mean, just usually whenever someone has like a big lift, usually they hit up a group chat and it's like, hey, gonna need a few spotters. Is there anyone kind of free? And I'm always open to have people in and stop by and do stuff like that. So,
Awesome.
but least fun. So Leeds Fun is I'm kind of known as like the garage gym guy now. Because I live on a busy road, so everyone kind of is like able to see in when I'm like have the garage door open. So all my neighbors like kind of walk over and they're like, uh, I I have a really weird neighbor.
Yep,
He this
we did hear about that later. So if we don't cover it now, we
Yeah.
will later for
Okay.
sure.
All right. So yeah,
Either
it's
or, yeah.
definitely some weird neighbors, but just kind of just you get some weird characters once in a while that will like walk up and just be like, "Wow, this is cool," and it's like, "Thanks," and they just walk off, and it's just like, "What the fuck was that?" So,
Big gulp
but
to
no,
you guys.
yeah. But the good thing is it's always fun just to have friends over, and usually whenever we have like a big friend list, we always do like a big party, so it's always a fun time. So that's the big positive side of that. So
Awesome. Love it. Good to hear. You passed that and you understood the assignment. You can rub that into the old stapler.
oh, I will
One question
make
that
sure
I've
he
been
knows.
asking everybody lately. Um, so pick your favorite lift, and you can have one person, past, present, dead, alive, hyping you up right before that lift. Who are you
Ooh.
picking?
I don't know if you guys probably know him, but the Vanilla Gorilla, I forget his
Oh yeah.
name.
Fuck. Blaine
Big
Sumner.
weightlifter back, Blaine Sumner.
Yep.
God,
When he
I followed
cut his
him
fucking
for
hand off basically like years ago with the well, he didn't cut it off, but he literally like cut his hand down to the bone and like the whole
yeah,
fucking palm, I believe, or his thumb or something. It was
yeah.
horrendous.
Yeah. I looked up to him when I was, you know, kind of just getting into sport because he was like the first guy to like hit over like 1,000 something on squat, and I was just like, damn, that's so freaking cool. So I kind of just really loved him. Uh, so I've seen some of his training videos, and he gets very intense. So I think that'd be kind of sick to have.
All right. Yeah, probably one of the fastest answers that we've had to that question. So
Yeah.
good work. Like you were ready for that one.
Thank you.
That's good. The more people listen, they're gonna know that's coming too, so
Yeah,
that'll actually get better answers. I feel like as nice as it
that's
is
why
to
I'm
get
doing it
the
every week now.
like
It's one of those ones that I ask, and when it doesn't go well, I'm like, well, maybe this isn't a good question. I think it's a
mhm.
really good
I
question,
I
and I
enjoy
think
it.
the more
Yeah.
people get ready for it. So
Yep.
listen up if you're listening.
And they can have their druthers and literally go anyway. Well, that's what I like about it. So it could be like Abraham Lincoln or
Yeah.
fucking The Rock. It's like,
What?
Gandhi, like anybody. I don't know.
Mike Tyson.
Muhammad Ali.
Stove.
I heard. Oh, good old Tyson. So, um, we always ask people as little or as much as they want to talk about their work. You just want to tell people what you do or not. Doesn't really matter to us. But we always give people the opportunity to share their career.
Yeah, so I'm currently at this shop foreman at my dad's company. We build big old decks. That's all we do is just build
You
big old decks, big black decks, big white decks, big grayish decks, whatever you want. We build decks. So
got a T-shirt that says that on that? Because that seems like it would be a
I
good ad.
Would you say that
I
you're?
wish
Did you say you're a deck expert?
I'm a deck expert. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know a lot about decks.
Know your way
Yeah,
around a
for
deck.
sure. Yep, yep. How to work around it? Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Nice.
see, Keith, the joke is that it sounds like penis.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just one letter off. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
yeah.
That's the
That's
joke there.
good
You're welcome,
stuff.
David.
Yep. Well, it's basically David now. British. I feel bad. Like British David has been like I've talked to him a little bit. I know he's overwhelmed with work and everything. He just kind of he had to take a step back. But it's like I miss when like people that are complete regulars that you see posting 10 times a day just like vanish. And
Yeah.
it's like they're still there. They're still doing their family thing and they're still fine. They're still alive. But it's just like, man, come back to Discord, buddy. We miss you. We need some of those memes, But if I had a family, I would not have as much time for this. So I get it. I really, really do.
Yeah, and you're busy as it is as a
That's what they
dick.
tell
Yeah.
me. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what my wife always tells me how busy I am.
I'm so busy she has to stop and tell me how busy I am.
Yeah, that's right. As I'm sitting on the couch for like an hour
Yeah,
and just
doom
like
scrolling.
complete comatose
I
after
had
like
a
a horrible day at work, I
I
have to
had
build
a
that into my work day. Like that zone out time is required to not go postal.
it's funny because I had a guy the other day. I messaged him and then for some reason and it was like I gave him a bit of a rib because he's a buddy and he's like, well, I'm still stronger than you. And I'm like, okay, no kids, full-time job guy, like you better be. Like, yeah, you better be stronger than me. I don't give a damn. Anyway,
All right, Jake. So we're on to some nicknames, and this would probably be a good point to let you share your history as little or as much as you want with the adversities that you've
his
been.
his story.
Yeah. So one nut, big one nut, one nutter. There's a
Yeah.
story there somewhere that
Yeah.
you might want to share.
Yeah. So, let me go back to, oh geez, 2022, I think is when I started. Yeah, 2022. So, um, one day I was just kind of just checking down there, and next thing you know, you find a little lump, and doctor tells you it's a little cancerous, and they're they have to kind of neuter you after that. So that's the best way I can best explain it is they they found out I had testicular cancer, and told me they had to remove it, and uh, so yeah, now so that's how I became one nutter, and that's kind of like I don't know if it's kind of hard to really explain because it's kind of a dark moment, so I don't like
Yeah,
talking about too much.
little or as much, brother. Moving on. Not
Yeah,
a, yeah. You do not have to go. We are not here to pressure anybody in anything.
yeah,
Yep. We are glad you seem to be on the mend.
yeah.
We love reliving trauma here. That is a thing that we have
Hey,
done
I
We
always
consecutively.
love
set
it.
it up
Love
as
it.
little or as much as you want. I
I
don't want
know,
people to.
and then we always just end up getting into these dark areas of people's lives. It
Yeah.
is actually kind of wild how we pull that off. But yeah, hey man, big ups to you.
Thank you.
How old are you, Jake?
I'm 26 now.
Oh man,
Kind of
just a
think about
baby.
that. Yeah.
Just a baby.
Yep. So I was
But like,
diagnosed when I was 23. So
but you're on the mend. You're doing okay.
yeah, so fully. I just did my last 6 months after chemo. Uh, 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago, and all my CT scans look fine. All my blood work looks fine. I mean, we're looking great right now. So
So we like to
Amazing.
hear, man.
Uh,
We're all got your back, brother.
thank you.
two questions.
Mm.
Do you walk a little bit in a circle now? Like, do you find your one leg is
I so I always have to explain this. So I pee awkwardly now. I so because with only one ball, it kind of leans to one way.
okay?
So
Because that
now
was
it
my
leans.
next question. Like,
I can see
does
that.
it
Yeah.
settle in the middle, or
It
is it still
so it
like?
settles to the right now, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's it's awkward because like whenever I'm peeing, I gotta like kind of turn myself to the right and like allow it to kind of aim its way there. It sucks, but it's funny that
You know
whenever
your
I have to
penis
explain
moves
it,
though, right? Like you could just move the
yeah,
penis itself
I
to.
know, I know, but it's like, hey, I just want to do free hands today. I'm just gonna be like, there we go.
You
Well,
guys can't see. He had his hands on the back of his
No,
head.
that is great. There were some notes later on that I wasn't sure if it was a joke or not, but like, did you have the opportunity to put a prosthetic in there and did not do it, or
oh
is
my
that not?
gosh. Yeah, so when they take it out, well, actually, so it's right before they take it out. So they come in and they do this whole thing where they ask you, like, just to double check which side they're taking off or,
Oh
and,
God,
all this
can you
other
imagine if
stuff.
they fucking take the wrong one? Well,
I was so scared about that. I had to make double check they wrote down the right thing. And I had them like hand me the whole paper and like double check it.
Yeah,
But
I would have had Paul Foss in that room making sure.
yeah, no, I had my mom sitting next to me, and she was like, just make double check, like
Yeah.
make sure it's the right one. So the whole spiel they give you is like, all right, so when we take it out, we can put something else in there because most guys they like to keep it counterweighted a little bit. So they were like, so we have some options. It's either just like it's like a crystal. It's like a little thing that like they put in there that kind of like it weighs about the same as a normal testicle and feels about or like has the same around like shape of it. Or so they got into really special stuff that they have. So they have a glow in the dark one.
What?
Um, they have a vibrator one for her.
Of course. I don't think that would be for you.
So I literally thought that one was the joke later. I when I read that, that's why I thought we were going to go a little more silly. I didn't realize that was a real. I mean, that's
serious thing.
where do you
They
USB
offered
that
it.
thing in? Like that's
Wireless charging or something. I don't know.
like yeah.
You gotta sit on a
Yeah.
MagSafe charger every
Yeah.
once in a while.
And then but then they also offered me like forget what it was. It was like a full prosthetic, so it feels and like it squishes like an actual like
Mhm.
one. And you'd use it as like a stress ball. It's how he explained it to me. I was like, I don't.
Don't get the.
There's not a
Don't-
lot of
don't-
times that's where I reach when I'm stressed.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Okay.
That's really.
Oh
yeah.
no. Oh, now I have a game I want to play. Are you guys comfortable with that?
Sure.
Okay,
Fuck
because
it.
I just thought of my answer to this question. What is the silliest testicle prosthetic you could think of right now?
Oh,
And I'll go first because I want to give you an example of what I'm thinking about. You know those bouncy balls that when you bounce them really hard on the ground, they turn into like
The-
flashing lights?
Mhm.
They're called like galaxy balls.
yeah.
One of those, but as a testicle
Hell yeah.
prosthetic.
That would actually be sick.
Like you sit down a little hard and suddenly your pants just start going like
Just
green
start
and red. Really.
flashing. Little disco down there.
Hmm.
That'd be sick.
I don't know. Some kind of like large ball bearing you could actually like use as a weapon if you needed to or something because it's fucking a lead weight.
In what position are you
I don't
hitting
know.
somebody from that
I don't.
area?
I mean,
Uh,
from
Keith is
behind.
Keith's a grower, not a
Saturday.
shower, but now he's a swinger,
Yeah.
not a.
I don't know.
You
I was
can't
thinking
hurt
of, like,
my family. Unzips his pants. Like what the hell, Keith?
Well, you asked for something funny, dipshit. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't. That was funny.
I was thinking
I
of like a
don't have
laser
any.
pointer or something.
A laser. Yeah, that would be really
That'd be
funny.
The
kinda
glow in the dark one you were talking about, like that's also
Yeah.
like does it? I mean, the foreskins or not the foreskin, but your your scrotum is very thin and something you can stretch out. So like I guess you would see it, but like
Yeah.
how is it getting enough light to? Because if it's like a regular glow in the dark thing, it has to be like be recharged.
You'd probably have to flash it with a
No
UV
clue.
light.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe.
so. That's very
But
unique. I mean, there is something for everything. Like everything in the world exists. Basically, is what we learned.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
if my galaxy testy doesn't exist, I'm gonna be Rogue's gonna steal it now that I brought it up.
Well, what I remember from those as a kid is like they'll always break eventually. So I don't want that breaking inside my scrotum. And then like,
Yeah.
True.
The
That's true.
issue they told me about was that if you get the crystal one, there's like they have had people break it and like had like glass shatters inside their testicle.
ah,
So that was a new dark
yeah,
thing I
I'd be
never
like,
wanted to think about.
give me
Yeah,
this, give
thanks,
me the
Final
squishy ball
Destination.
one.
Now I gotta know
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's the weird thing about like these things because like they tell you straight up, they're like most of these have caused cancer later down the road, and it's like, well, then why the? I
Yeah,
don't
no,
want
thank
that.
you.
No.
No, thank you. I'll just,
Yeah.
I'd rather have nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
So
with
that's
you.
what I
I'm
did.
with you on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the
I
side
guess
effects? Okay, no, I'll die. Like, no, I don't want to do any of that. Like, I'll take the nothing.
Yeah.
All right, so we can move on to a little lighter topic here. Just
There's
lifting in
nothing
general.
lighter than testicle prosthetics.
Well, it depends on which
I had a
one you
lot of
get.
fun talking about that. I don't care.
That was fun. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad we were able to recover. So lifting in general, looks like you got into it around high school age or something. Tell us your lifting journey with the barbell.
Yeah. So I got really serious about lifting probably like 2016-ish. So probably when I was like a junior in high school. And then that's right around when I started YouTubing like different YouTubers, uh, Alan Thrall, Mark Bell, those guys around those days were like selling programs. So I'd do like just like random programs from those guys. And then signed up for a meet in oh geez 20 yeah later 2017, kind of like in December. So I really just call it like 2018. Um, and that was kind of a very interesting meet. So it was a novice meet in Minneapolis. It was held at a LGBTQ CrossFit gym. Yep. And it was kind of awkward because like a majority of the gym went there and I got hit on by like probably like three dudes. It's the weirdest I never thought like my whole idea of like going into a powerlifting meet was like, oh, it's gonna be hardcore, like lots of weights moving around. It's
It,
gonna be
it could
fun.
have been hardcore.
And it's dudes coming up to me, hitting on me, and telling me I look cute. And it was like, what the fuck am I? What did I sign up for?
That's
So
interesting.
You signed up for looking
yeah,
cute.
yeah, I guess
Way
I
to
did.
go.
It looked good in my singlet, I guess. So did that. Did a few regional meets. Uh, kind of. I've never really done national meets, even though I'm always at national meets, kind of just spotting and loading. But um, yeah, I mean, I've been lifting since 2017, pretty much. So yeah, my whole powerlifting career started from just a YouTube video.
That's awesome. I love it. And then, who was out of the core group you have right now? Who was the first? Where did you come in as far as the Minnesota Department of Lifter? Because I know they've been around for a while. So I guess, uh, where are you in that hierarchy of when you got in on it?
Oh geez. I got into it actually a little earlier than all the other guys.
There you go.
Or
Number
not
one.
later. Later. Sorry.
Well,
Later. My
I
fault.
see.
Um,
We'll edit that part out. You
because
know, you're
yeah,
you got there before all of them.
pretty much. A lot of the guys like you know, like they started way after me, like powerlifting wise, but like a lot of them just got into like spotting and loading just because they were just more comfortable with it. At the beginning, I
Mhm.
wasn't.
It's
I kind
a
of had a
fucking terrifying, intimidating thing to do. Like
it's a
I
commitment.
give you guys props because I wouldn't want to do that on a regular basis.
Yeah. So I started probably like 2 years ago, and my first meet that I actually went out and flew out for was Collegiate Nationals at Austin, Texas in 2022. No, 2023. I think 2023. And then yeah, just kind of ever since I've just been kind of hopping around with them and made a lot of great bonds, and it's been just a fun time with those guys. So
That's awesome. I is there a funny story about how you met your coach in in a random corner while you were changing in a singlet?
oh geez, yeah, that was my previous coach.
Hmm.
So I was at the time. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Juggernaut AI used to be like a different AI. It was like I forget what the name of it was. It was the guy who like pretty much built the whole AI system for Juggernaut. He used to have a training program system way before, so I was just running those. And so I didn't have a coach. I like my best friend, was trying to handle me, but he was like passed out, like sleeping in the corner. So I was like
What?
walking around trying to
The
find like
super
somebody to
helpful
like
handler. That's horrible. What the
exactly,
fuck?
exactly.
That would have not been my best friend anymore if that's what he
I
did.
know.
And I actually
Yeah.
like a real like actual meet that I was nervous for and wanted to. Yeah, that's frustrating. I feel bad
Yep.
that that happened. I'm
But
sorry, dude.
it's fine. Like it ended up working well. Because I brought two guys. One of them like was able to fill out stuff, and then they would switch off like sleep. It
Uh,
was kind of it was a
were
crazy
those
time.
guys you met at your first meet?
No, so one of them was my best friend from middle school, and
I see what he
then
did there.
oh
Sorry, I had to.
no, yeah, it's all good.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But
That's not what we're saying.
no,
That's
no,
not what we're saying.
nothing wrong with that. But so yeah, so I was walking around and I was trying to figure out, where the bathrooms were, and all of a sudden I turned a corner, see this dude pretty much butt ass naked.
Nice.
So I'm like trying to
Welcome.
like not to pretend I'm not like looking at him, like looked away, and I was and where the bathrooms are. Obviously, he fucking doesn't because he's in the corner. But he's like, "Oh yeah, like I couldn't find him either, but you can like change with me if you want to." I was like okay, like so
It
I
seems
go
to
into the
happen to
other
you at
corner because it
it
was like a
seems to
little.
happen to you at meets a lot.
I don't know why. I guess I attracted. I don't know. But so I get. I thought it was a good idea to just like, yeah, sure, like fuck it, like
Fuck
I
it,
might
let's
get
do it.
changed anyways. Yeah, fuck it. So I get in the corner with the guy and I'm starting to change, and he was like talking to me. He was like, "So how did you like get? How long have you been powerlifting?" I'm like, I just started like 2 months ago. And he's like, "Oh, gotcha, cool." And he was like, "Do you have a coach?" And I was like, "No, I literally I brought two guys, but they're passed out." So this dude was kind of just like, "Oh, like let me help you out and like call some numbers for you." yeah, ever since he was my coach for 5 years out of the 7. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. That's a good story.
yeah, yeah.
Jokes aside, that's a good story.
Jokes aside, yeah.
Indeed.
Oh man, I had one. Oh man, I had one. I had one. Oh yeah. What's your highest powered Pokemon in Pokemon Go?
Oh, I haven't played that in so long. Oh,
There's
it
a
was
lot of Pokemon stuff here for something that hasn't played it in a long time.
oh
Yeah, like I'm looking at
yeah,
paragraphs of Pokemon stuff.
I know. I
Well,
Pokemon
when
Go.
I saw you guys were doing the card trading game.
Yeah, so the Pokemon TCG, the
Yeah.
pocket game.
I haven't
Yeah,
got
so
into that
that's
one yet, but
yeah.
somebody said here that game where you walk around and find Pokemon.
I haven't played that in like
I
a
think it
year
was
Oh
your
my
now.
god.
I'm even
I know. I'm so casual on it now.
Uh, but yeah, I think it was like a Charmander or something,
Oh
something weird. I
yeah.
think I got it up kind of high.
I've got my Tangela up. I'm trying to get it over 3000 CP.
Oh,
I'm at like
okay,
229 something, so like I'm getting there.
gotcha.
Which I also called Tangela for the first couple of times, and my wife was like, "What did you call it?" And I'm like, "Tangela, like Angela." And she's like, "No." But then I had like this whole spiral of calling it Yo Tangela, like Tony Danza does from Who's the Boss.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's my Tangela.
nice.
All right, sorry.
That's great.
Thought that would
No,
be let's go Jeopardy style here.
yep.
I heard you have a relationship with mac and cheese.
Oh man, yeah,
Super positive.
not great. Not a great
Yeah.
relationship.
Is
Very
that
That's a
abusive.
is that the pre-made like craft dinner kind like we have up here
Yeah,
or yeah?
yeah, the Kraft mac and cheese. So the sole story behind that is my parents went on a date and they left me behind with my brother, who is like 5 years older than me, and he knew how to make was hot dogs out of the microwave and mac and cheese. And so literally he sat me down for dinner. And he was like, "All right, can I have mac and cheese and hot dogs?" And I was like, I think I was like 2, maybe 3 at the time. So just kind of like able to like remember things, but like just not barely anything.
Remember how you
But
felt
I
about
just,
them, not the yeah.
but so he starts feeding me this mac and cheese, and it was definitely watered down, milked down, or something like that. It was so like the cheese was like so creamy that it was just too much, right? So he just keeps like feeding me, and like I'm starting to like choke on it, and like I'm starting to get to the point where like I'm like throwing up because he's putting so much mac and cheese in my mouth, and it just like traumatized me to the point now where I can't have mac and cheese. I just think of that moment. It's
Mhm.
just it's so terrible. It's gross.
No, my brother used to make his very, very runny. That's what he called it.
Yeah.
I like mine runny. And I was just like, I hate this. I can't stand it at all.
Oh,
It's not the same relationship, but like, yeah, that one came up here a lot to talk to you
yeah.
about mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Well, thanks,
Oh.
big brother, for ruining the great meal of craft dinner.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
At least there's a story with his food phobia. And like we've got a lot of people on here that won't eat this, won't eat that, and you ask them why, and it's just like not a valid reason. Not a
Yeah.
Mouthfeel.
like yeah, not something that they can articulate. So at least you have a traumatic story to go along with it to add to your, backstory. I want to hear about your home gym and for it looks like so you're fairly young to actually even own your house too, so that's awesome too. So you're a homeowner and a home gym owner. So tell us when you bought the house, what did the gym start with, what did it evolve to, did it grow specifically because you got the homies coming over, or yeah, I want to hear all that in your words.
Yeah. So 2019, I worked my ass off. I worked construction with my dad, so we installed a bunch of decks for a long time. So I saved up a bunch of money, and originally I was going to open up a gym, because I was like so dead set on like I don't want to like I want to be able to like enjoy what I do, and I want to be able to like go to work and feel like I'm doing something fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I want to open up a gym. So saved up all this money. I think I had like 40K in my bank, and I like all of a sudden, right when I was planning on opening up gym, it COVID hit, and then I saw like the stock prices fall, and then I saw like businesses were closing, and I was like, okay, maybe I
Yeah,
should
good.
shift directions and maybe like
Very
focus on
s-
my future.
very smart of you, considering you were only like 20 fucking 1 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Because yeah,
So I literally was like, all right, well, I have all this money. What should I do with it? Because I wasn't in college. I didn't have like any like bills or anything to pay. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a house. So I ended up buying a nice little house. I think I only put like 20K down, and then I was like, well, I have all this extra money. What else should I do with it? And I was like, garage gym. And I was like,
there
this
you
is
go.
perfect idea. So I started buying a bunch of stuff. It started off. I already had KG plates and some other stuff that I had at a rec center down the road for me, and I already had like some bars and some other stuff that I bought throughout COVID. So I already had a good start. But yeah. So right when I got the house, I ended up buying an Elite FTS combo rack, and then I bought like just a bunch of pound plates and some other stuff just in case like if I had some friends over, they can lift with that. And then so I only originally it was just a small 1 car garage, and I was like, this is too small for what I want to do. So I was like, I ended up building 1,000 more square feet off of what I originally had, and kind of just put more
Wait, so
shit
you
into
you built an additional garage, or you just dug into the house
it.
and took some of like basement space or something?
Built an additional garage onto
Oh,
it.
damn.
So I technically have 2 garages. I have a two garage gym.
That's legit. Yeah,
That's how
that's
you
a
want to
that's
explain
a,
it.
a 1,000 square feet is a large addition for a gym.
Yeah,
So that's good stuff.
yeah.
I love that. You still have the, I don't you don't have an Elite FTS rack though, do you still? Or a
I sold
combo?
that recently. Yeah, I
Yeah, I was
sold
like, you
that
didn't.
like a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I don't remember you having that one. I think you guys have. Don't
Yep,
you have a homemade
yep.
one, and then you just got the TSS, right?
So yeah, I bought. Well, no. So I had the Lee FTS one, and then I bought this other one that was like a
Yeah, not
custom
not
made one.
homemade, but yeah, I remember
Yeah,
Nas talking about it. Like it wasn't a name brand one, but it was still like
yeah.
professionally
It
made, like
was.
a
It
metal fab
was.
shop.
Yeah. So it was made from one of the original Minnesota USAPL like head chairman. He had them like
Okay,
custom made just for meats and stuff, and I ended up buying off
gotcha.
them for
Oh,
like $1,000. So it was like a hell of a deal.
yeah, half Falcon A.
Yeah. So and then switched out the Lee FTS for a TSS rack. In the future, I want to do meat directing and some other stuff. So I wanted a rack
Oh,
that I can
okay.
feel comfortable with. So yeah.
How is what is the current stand? What is the Minnesota? Where's Minnesota stand right now with USAPL? Because weren't they like getting sued or suing? Like, hasn't there not been a USAPL meet in Minnesota for like the last 5 years, or am I mistaken?
No, so
Or there's
it
something
was
there.
yeah. So we were. I'm trying to remember 2022 all the way up to 2024.
Okay.
So last year we were that was like the first time we actually had USAPL meets for the first time in like a long time.
Hmm.
But we actually are sitting really good. So Trump signed this deal, I think on like Women's Day, to ban like transgenders athletes, and I guess that kind of fell under that paragraph of like what is a an athlete. So they ended up. I think right now the actual court order is like paused until they figure out like more of the nuance of that.
Hmm.
But right now they're just allowing us to have meets. We also started having more PLA meets and USPA meets. So we have actually a lot of like
A lot of
rotational like
options. So
powerlifting
you wouldn't
meets,
you
more
wouldn't have to
options.
stick with USAPL if you wanted to actually do meet directing if you didn't
Yeah,
if you don't have to. So that's cool. That's cool. That's
yeah.
good
But
stuff. I just
it still is kind of a weird moment now because like everyone doesn't really know what federations they want to do, and like it's
Mhm.
kind of just like we're stuck in a limbo of like, all right, like we need meet directors, we need an actual federation. So where's everyone going? So it's kind of just a weird moment right now. We're doing
I
pretty good.
I think we need more federations.
Yeah, powerlifting's way too
No,
niche to have this much fucking drama.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
it's
we
why
need a
it's
lot
never
more
gonna.
it's so
federations.
dumb.
They all have to have different rules,
Yeah,
but they're the same rules,
same rules.
just like worded differently. right? Yeah, that's gonna fix powerlifting. It's
Yeah,
it's like I say
for
at
sure.
work. You know what's really gonna fix this? More chat groups.
Yep.
Let's do more breakouts and more chat groups. That'll really fix whatever the problem is.
Yeah.
Oh, what is your let me know about your like give me like two or three of your best Facebook Marketplace deals you found for the gym.
Oh,
'Cause
I'm pretty
I hear
sure.
you I hear one of your favorite hobbies is lowballing people on Marketplace. So
Oh, I
I
love
you
it.
and I are kindred spirits on that because
I
that's how you build a gym on the cheap. Because
exactly.
1 out of 10 people are going to take your offer. Well, 1 out of 20 now probably.
Yeah. So my my best deal I've ever gotten is actually this. Yeah, I'll probably should show you because I'm able to do a mobile. It's this belt squat that I got for $500.
Nice.
Um, so originally it was from a gym in St. Paul. Uh, some kid broke it. I guess he like loaded like 1,000 pounds on it and just couldn't lift it and just dropped it and just bent it like a piece up.
Dumbass.
Um, so my friend actually bought that for like $50. I think
Mhm.
he paid less. I think he paid or a little bit more. I think he paid like 500. Um, so yeah, he ended up fixing it. He didn't have a garage at the time, so he was just like, "Hey, can I throw this in your garage?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I ended up buying it off of him because he just didn't really want it anymore. So I ended up paying 500
There you
off of
go.
him. So yeah,
Can't beat that. That's
um,
you're not gonna find a belt squad for 500 bucks very often. So
no,
there you
especially that good of quality. So
that's not a bad deal at all.
yep. And
What?
then
Yep.
sorry, what was you saying?
No, I was. Nope, you're good. If you have one more, if you have another one, I
Oh,
was
I got a
gonna.
few more.
Yeah.
I got this Rogue bench off
Ooh,
of Facebook Marketplace.
the 3.0. Yep. It looks like
Yep,
it's my
yep.
color too.
It's your color,
I
and I
see
think I
that.
actually got your face on here too. Yeah, I got
How's
your
the
face on.
how's the
Yes.
pad on that one? Because I
Yes.
have the two. That's
It's
awesome. That is
it's
I
so
have the
good.
2.0 and it's so uncomfortable. It's like a piece of plywood.
The the upgraded pad is way better.
Okay, I
It's
gotta
so
look
much
into that.
grippier. It's got a little bit more give. I can't
Hmm.
remember the other Rogue pad.
It's
Were those like
it's just a slick vinyl that's literally as hard as a two, but like it's fucking plywood. Like I feel like there's no padding. I mean, there's padding in it, but like it's just if you jumped on it, it wouldn't feel good. Like if you fell on your knees on it, it wouldn't feel good basically because it's that hard.
gotcha? Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I remember too. Okay, that makes sense. And then uh, oh, so for that one, I got it for $200.
Jesus, that's like an eight hundred
And
dollar
those
bench.
that's what I'm saying.
That's
So
that that's that's a
got it from this
steal.
really weird dude who he had it in his apartment and like I wish I had a photo of his how he had it set up. He had like a foldable rack in his kitchen. And he
Hmm.
just had everything in there. It was just a crazy setup, but I mean he made it work. So
Yeah, that's wild.
and then my last one I have is a 20 kg power bar, kind of like a meat standard one. So
Hmm.
one of these guys.
Oh,
So
nice.
got
Yeah, getting
got that
finding the 20
got that
kgs used is not very common, so that's a good deal.
yeah got that
Usually, I
for
mean,
100.
Jesus, that's a wow. That's a fucking $500 bar. So good deal.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, what's on your wish list? Like just a couple things.
Wish list. Oh
Certified
man,
training flag.
Yeah,
so
that does have to happen. Even if
that's
so, you
number
could
one.
always so a hack with that would be just buy the flag and have
Mhm.
Tanner not fill out the gym name and then just put like I mean, you still have to put a gym name on the website, but if you're
Yeah.
concerned about like, you're paying like $70 for the thing, so you want it to have your permanent gym name on it, then you could always Sharpie your name on it yourself once you
Mhm.
pick the name and then have him edit the name on the website. So I
Okay.
challenge you to buy that in the next. If you don't own that by Lift Hard, Live Easy, you're going to get nut tapped, but it might just be an empty sack tap, I guess.
You gotta guess which side.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that's
gotta get
true.
lucky.
You're gonna get skin tapped
50-50.
or sack tapped.
Yeah.
No, that would be cool though. I think you should get that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it fits the bill with you and your boys. So I think the gym,
Sure.
like I said, you can put a placeholder somehow, and I don't know. I think that's worth the investment.
Yeah. Some dream stuff. So right now I'm mostly focused on getting more accessory machines.
Okay.
I'm trying to find like a nice like leg extension, leg curl machine.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
must. I feel for a home
it's a
gym.
must.
For
Um,
a home gym, that's more than a rack and a bar and a bench for sure. Like it's like the
yeah.
second That's it's some kind of cable. It's some kind of lat pull down with a low row and then a leg extension leg curl in my book. Like that's 1 and 2.
Yeah. Yep. Probably try to find like a nice like a pulley system type deal for um just overall like arms and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember what the brand was that I really wanted. It's that black and green company. I forget what it's called. I think
Prime Fitness.
Prime. Yeah, I
They're
wanted to
so
get one of
expensive.
their towers. It's
Yeah,
insane
it's
how
like
much they are.
$8,000 or something ridiculous. It's literally a car for me.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
nice car.
Or
yeah.
For me,
or
it'd
a
be a
new
nice car.
laptop.
Or new.
Hey, that's it's. I haven't bought any gym equipment recently. It's on the. I've literally so everything is so volatile at work. Like I could not have a job at any point for multiple reasons in the coming months. So I'm kind of like, but yeah, I think the birthday. If she doesn't get me one, I'll just do it myself. But it has to happen. I need a new computer. I know. I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
How the
Even
hell?
Jake acknowledges that.
I'm just looking at the quality of like the. Is it just a laptop?
Yeah, I mean, I have like I have like a 4 or 5 year old computer with it doesn't even have an SSD. It's an actual hard drive. So that's
Gotcha.
it's it served its purpose, but it wasn't built for podcasting and recording for sure.
Yeah, sure.
How the hell did you become a Ravens fan out there in Minnesota?
So
What I'm trying to think if there's like a Minnesota player that you've liked that then went to Baltimore. I can't think of anybody, so I don't know. How'd
it
that
wasn't a
happen?
player. So the story is, I think it was right when the Blair Walsh incident happened. Uh, my dad looked at me and he went, "Don't become a Ravens fan. Your heart's or your soul's literally going to get drained out of your body. Become a fan of somebody else." And I was like, "Okay." So I ended up looking for the next team that had purple, and Ravens were the next one. And I think that was around the time like Ray Lewis was just kind of about to retire. But I
Yeah,
fell in love with him, uh, and fell in love with like just the whole. I'm a big defensive guy, and I just saw their defense, and it was just insane to see what they were doing.
hmm
So I just became a big fan of that. Uh, became a big fan of Joe Flacco, and then yeah, and then I fell in love with him. So I've just been a
Nice.
fan ever since.
That's good stuff. I mean, they are my second least favorite team as a Browns fan. I hate the Steelers and I hate the Ravens, but that's everybody's got to have a team. So I
Yeah.
won't, yuck another guy's yum on that aspect.
Who do you think is going to be the quarterbacks for the Browns?
Jesus Christ! Like I almost rather it be Gabriel just because we picked him higher.
Yeah.
I don't want Shador to be the face of our team. Like, and at least he has to earn it. Like he's not going to earn it in year one. So I don't know, man. They drafted Gabriel in the literal third round versus Sanders in like the fifth or sixth round. So it's like I'm not
It's
optimistic, and it sucks because
yeah.
like they're gonna rebuild, which means if they're gonna go like they're gonna get 4 wins and they're gonna fire Stefanski, like my head coach and my GM are gonna be gone, and they're gonna restart, and then it's
Mhm.
just like we should have never got rid of
It's gonna
Baker.
be rough. Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. So that's a huge quarterback room right now. Like got
Yeah.
Joe Flacco too in there too. So I think he
Uh-huh.
has a chance of winning that. So
But maybe he might be the
it,
best option. But what's your goal? Is your goal to see what you
yeah.
can do in the next 5 years, or is your goal to have a 41-year-old guy go out there and maybe get you 5 6 wins? Like I don't know what the goal is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Praying for you guys though.
yeah, I think Joey just fell asleep on us. So we better talk about wrestling or something. Let's see. We got to get to some games, or we still got a lot of stuff to go to. Let's see.
I think it's time for games.
Yeah, let's do some games. I've been talking for a while, so hit him up with something.
Yeah, let's do Mount Rushmore because that's always
Do it.
mine. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mount Rushmore, chicken tendies, bud.
Like different brands or like
The places that
like
serve your favorite chicken tendies.
oh man. All right. Texas Roadhouse because they got chicken tender. They got a really crispy chicken tender,
Mhm.
and my girlfriend works there, so she
Yeah.
gets me free chicken tenders once in a while. So I'm
There
always
you go.
happy to have that. Um, man, Dave's Hot Chicken. I think they just have a really good quality. Um, Trying to think of like at least two or three more. Shoot, I can't remember which.
You only gotta do
Actually,
you gotta do four, so you don't have to go
four,
three more. Yep, it's Mount
two more.
Rushmore, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The alien face is
Um,
like an included, so you don't really have to do the fifth one.
It's
yeah.
optional.
I'm trying to think of two more.
Is there a local place or anything you like?
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of them, like the local ones, do just the basic ass, just like pre-made crumb over. I'm trying to think of like the ones that are like gourmet almost.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Oh, there's this. Shoot, I forget the name of it. There's a so it, right where the Vikings train at their training facility. There's a hotel right across from it. They have this insanely good like restaurant that's in there. I've gotten their chicken tenders before. High in quality there.
Nice.
Um,
Hotel food would
yeah,
surprise you sometimes, for sure.
yeah. I wish I had one when I went to South Dakota. There was a really good one in South Dakota.
Oh, in Aberdeen.
Um, it might
So
have been Aberdeen actually.
you guys ate at the circus, I think, and you ate at Pounders, and I don't know. I know the circus and Pounders. That's how you guys ate.
Oh,
And
Circus. It was definitely Circus.
okay,
Yeah,
there we
Circus
go.
was top notch. That was good stuff. I'm definitely happy to go there again.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
I gotta try those double dipped wings, but it's also like it has to like fit the agenda. Like I don't like there's only so many meals during the day, and it's like I don't know. Definitely not going to B Dubs ever again though. Fuck you
No,
guys.
that's low tier. Low tier.
it was
Very
just so close. We
yeah
spent so much time and money at B-dubs.
yeah
Do you dip
um,
your chicken tendies?
yeah.
Ranch. I
Ranch?
can't do blue. I can't do that. What is that? Uh,
Sweet and
onion
sour?
cheese?
No?
No.
Cottage
I forget what
cheese?
it. Cottage cheese.
No, I don't know. Nobody eats that.
No, wait, no.
blue
Blue
cheese.
cheese.
Blue
Blue
cheese,
cheese.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Blue cheese.
Blue cheese definitely isn't for
So
tendies. I wouldn't imagine.
do you guys not get sweet and sour sauce with your chicken tenders down there?
I mean, it's an odd. I mean,
Not
it's
really.
barbecue, honey mustard, ranch, ketchup is. I mean, sweet and sour, I guess.
Sweet and
But I
sour
don't
is
know.
the go-to in Canada.
I wouldn't say it's the
Really.
go-to. I would say it'd be
Wow.
like maybe in the top 10, and certain places definitely most
Yeah.
places wouldn't have it.
Interesting.
Um, let's see. I got an FMK for you. So we're gonna go power bars. The Ohio Power Bar, the Alico Power Bar, and the TSS Power Bar, FMK.
Oh shoot. Okay. Um,
Assuming they're all 20 kg competition versions,
all 20 kg.
the
Okay.
nicest version of all those bars that you could get.
All right. I got an idea. I'm gonna do fuck the TSS power bar.
You guys like
I'm
that
gonna
much?
do.
I haven't had a chance to use that one yet.
I like it.
It's an imported bar too, though, isn't it?
It is an imported bar. It is.
Yeah,
But
that's
I feel like it's as close to like a newer style of like Alico bars.
okay.
That's best I could explain it.
I think it does come in states. Do you have is there a stainless version or just all like chrome? I can't remember.
It's stainless,
Okay, so
or
that helps.
chrome. Yeah.
Gotcha. Good to know.
And then fuck, I probably marry the Alico bar,
Okay.
and then probably kill off the OHP. So
Yeah, I mean they're good bars, but
it's
they're definitely. I mean, most people will use the Alico in comp if they have one. But do you current? I so you were the the holder for Tanner's Alico over there for about 6 months or a
we
year, weren't you?
we
You
were
guys used the
the
shit out of that, didn't
safe
you?
gate. We beat the fuck out of that one actually. Yeah. Because we didn't pay for it, so we were like, "Hey, all right, you want to store it here? We'll use it." So,
Yes, sir.
but no, we treated that one well, and we made sure it got to its home very well. So,
Nice. And you haven't had a chance to actually pick one of those up though, have you? Because they're god awful
no.
outrageous. Like I'm
There was one on Facebook Marketplace maybe like 6 months ago for like $700,
Fuck that.
which I almost bought because I was like, I wanted to get another power bar, but I was like in between getting the TSS or the uh, just getting another like OHP.
Yeah.
And my
Which for
friend
700 you
who,
could get both.
yeah, and then one of my friends who trains up in the cities, Carrington, he ended up buying it for like 500 or something like that. So he got
500
a
would have
good deal
been.
on that one.
I would have paid 500 for it maybe, but not seven.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he talked her down because I think he ended up picking it same day and paying in cash. So yeah, so
That works.
it works.
Sometimes I think that was the little disc. Everyone gives that a hard time, but like I don't know. I say because then there are like a lot of buyers only want to do stupid fucking app stuff, and it's like the random ones that no one has. It's like
Yeah,
or it's like no, I'm because for the longest time I only had Venmo, or maybe I either only had Venmo or only had PayPal. I can't remember. I think I only had PayPal. I did not have Venmo. Now I have both of those, but I don't have Zelle. I don't have Apple. I guess technically I have
yeah.
Apple Pay, but then people that want to like pay via Facebook and shit too, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing any of this. It's
Don't
fucking
trust any of
if
that.
it's PayPal, goods and services, or fucking cash. Like fuck off.
Yeah, yep.
Uh, and as a buyer, like I do say that because like there are old people selling shit like really cheap that just want to get it out of their house and they're not going to sit there and like they don't even have they it's an act of God to get them to actually listen to a marketplace or Craigslist. They're not going to take fucking virtual money.
Yeah,
So I did have my own like thoughts on that when people were like, "Or saying cash is stupid because remote pay is the same." And I'm like, I think if I look at the people that said it, I'm like, well, you're like 21, so I guess you would say that. But like when you're an
yeah.
adult, if you're 40 and you've been buying and selling shit for 15 years, like that's maybe that's how it is. No, because there's still people fucking older than me that are selling stuff. Like my dad's not gonna fucking take anything other than my dad sells and fucking buys a shit ton of stuff on marketplace, and I guarantee you he does not have anything other than cash.
So you would say that cash rules everything around me.
Cash is king.
That's key. Sure.
You know what? I don't make a lot of Wu-Tang references, but I don't
Oh,
think
I don't
either
know.
of you caught that one. Yeah.
I've known nothing of you Wu Tang other than they were a band in the '90s or some shit. That's about it. I know less. I know. Is that where that ODB guy was from?
Yep.
So the Two White Light podcast. The intro is a Wu Tang song that I've since have learned, and I didn't know that. And I think when I told that to Big Matt, he was like, "What the fuck?" He was so mad at me. So I was like, "I don't listen. I'm sure I
I'm
can
not
name like
I'm
11
not
rap
mad.
songs.
I'm
None
not
of them are
mad.
Wu
I'm just
Tang.
disappointed.
That's okay. I'm happy with my life.
Hey, I got an FMK for you because this one is dear to my heart. White Monster, Sour Pink Lemonade Ghost, or Peach Alani. And just as a caveat, I have the Sour Pink Lemonade nicotine pouches,
Hell yeah.
and I have those because they match the flavor of my favorite Ghost Energy drink.
Ghost energy. Okay. Oh man. Uh, shit. That's actually a really hard one for me. All those are like my favorites.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard for me, but
I,
those are also like, yeah, those are the top tier ones, aren't they?
you know, actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna marry the ghost. That's such a consistent good flavor. I think Ghost just makes the best flavors
There's
overall.
just, I think I saw something the other
It,
day, and it was like, I wish I could be the person I thought Ghost Energy drinks would make me be. Because like I'll have one and I'll literally like I turned to my wife the other day and I was just like, I'm only half done this and I already feel better. And I don't know why.
yeah,
No other energy drink does that. Only Ghost
bro,
does that.
it's
And it has to be the
so
American
good.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
In Canada, they dropped the caffeine down to 180 and yours are 200.
Yeah.
And they had to remove the Carnipure,
Oh,
because Carnipure is a creatine, right?
yeah.
And you can't
Yep.
give creatine to kids under 18, and we don't have regulations on who can buy energy drinks up here.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so those two things are missing from the Canadian ones, and I know because I picked them up and I go, yeah, you can't charge me the American prices for this one. Like I do that to them all the time. I know you bought this from Prime.
Yeah.
Like anyway, keep going. Sorry.
Um, Man, I'm gonna have to marry the you said the monster?
I think you
White monster?
married Ghost,
Oh wait, no, yeah, that's right. Married Ghost.
White
Oh, then I'm gonna
Monster,
have to.
and Peach Alani.
Oh, then I'm definitely gonna have to fuck White Monster and then kill the Alani.
Love White
I love
Monster.
the Alani. It's just not my like. If you put those three in front of me, I definitely am gonna go for that completely last.
Yeah, same. My wife really likes the Alanis, and
Yeah,
it's the same. If that's exactly what I would pick. Did you
yeah.
see they just re-released the Bubblicious?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they got two now. They got strawberry and cotton candy.
Oh, actually, I did hear about that. Yeah, that's. I heard both of them are pretty, or the new one is pretty good.
Pretty
Yeah,
amped for that. That's actually what got me
yeah,
into Ghost was the original Bubblicious run.
yeah.
And then I was like, I need to find this, and then I found it one day, and I was like, well, now I'm an addict.
Have you have you tried the new iced tea ghost that just came out?
No, the iced tea lemonade one.
Yep.
No, the guy that gets them, he imports them semi legally, and I have to wait for him to pick things up, or I have to cross the border, and I haven't crossed the border in a
Gotcha.
while. So,
Gotcha. Well, if you get
and
your hands on one, it's so good.
yeah, it's the Arnold Palmer type drink that they can't name
Mhm.
Arnold Palmer. Yep,
Yep.
I am looking forward to that, and I hope he gets the Bubblicious. He had the American Pop one, the Freedom Pop or whatever they called it. That was
Great pop.
delicious.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, we're done, Keith. What's next?
No, we're good. I think
I just saw him waiting. Like, is it my turn? Like, should I go?
no, we're good. I'll do one more topic, and then we can go to unpaid or underrated. I got a lot of people just saying you're good at drawing and crafts and all that. So, what do
Yeah.
those hobbies mean to you? Do you enjoy them? Tell me your connection with that. And
Yeah. So, my grandma got me started actually very young age. She was an artist for a long time. Uh, she would just do like caricatures and other stuff like that, and she kind of got me into that. Got me a lot of like color books and stuff when I was younger. And then growing up, I just kind of always loved art because it always reminded me of my grandma. Uh, and then when I got to high school, I made AP art because they didn't want me in any other AP classes. That was my only AP class that I ever had. And I ended up actually doing really good. I ended up sending off like some artwork to like a college or whatever, and they ended up you know offering me something. I forget what it was. It was like a somewhat of a scholarship for fine arts or something like that, and I never took it. Um, my claim to fame is the Bloomington like town hall. They have like an art museum.
hmm
When I was in middle school, or not middle school, elementary, I made a Picasso painting of myself, and they ended up hanging it there for 10 years, and I never got it back. So they
Cool.
always just
dang,
wanted it. Yeah,
interesting. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Just send us a picture of that if you have one somewhere. That'd be
That
cool to share.
if you have a picture of that, that should be the picture we use for the thumbnail.
I'll try to find it. I'll send it to you guys.
That
I'll
would
try
be
to
good
find it.
stuff.
Yeah. Is that artistic? Why you went into decorating?
No, that was that was just basically my dad was just like, "Hey, let's build a company," and I was like, "All right, we'll build X."
I'll be honest. I just wanted to say the phrase decorating because I think that would be a good title.
Nice. All right. Well, big one nutter. We got a little game. It's called Unpaid or Underrated. I feel that we're very cutting edge on this. We did not steal this from anybody. We were not inspired by anyone. We sure as heck aren't rogue. But unpaid or underrated. So we're gonna give you a bunch of topics, and you're gonna tell us if this topic is unpaid, meaning not so great, or underrated, meaning it's awesome. So I'm gonna hit you off with the first three, and Joey will bring it home in a few minutes. So my first one for you. Yep.
we
You
have
saying
a
something?
we have a big list.
Yeah,
Just so
we'll
you
get to
know,
it.
I went through earlier and I was like, okay, this, and this. I think this might be one of the biggest lists I put together.
All right, I'll do
Wow.
four then at
Yeah.
least. All right, unpaid or underrated. A line leg curl machine.
Unpaid.
Don't like it? You like the
I
seated?
hate it. I don't know what it is. Whenever I do it, I always get the worst cramps in my hamstrings, and I have to lay on that thing like I'm
I
a
mean, it's
seal.
working, right?
It's working. It's working, but it always
And you don't get it
screws
on
me
a
up.
seated. You don't get that cramp on a seated.
Not really. No, I don't ever really noticed that actually.
Hmm.
You might actually have a point there. I might get more
I'm curious if
activation.
it's leg curls in general or if it's that angle. Yeah.
No, it's never a seating leg curl. It's always a laying one.
This is one thing
So
I never asked you earlier. Do you get out to the Los Campeones gyms? I never say that name right, but do
I
you actually get out to the public gyms with the boys? Or are you pretty
I
much like 100% at the home gym?
it's like a 50-50. So it's really
Okay.
depending on traffic. Right now the nicest Lowe's that I like go to is in Brooklyn Center, and that's like a on a good day, it's like a 25-minute drive. On a
Fuck
bad day,
that.
it's an hour drive.
Yeah.
So I'm
Fuck
like,
that. I can walk to
no.
my basement in
And I
11 seconds. I'm good with
and I have
that.
to go through Minneapolis to even get there. It's like I don't want to go through that traffic. It's terrible.
Yeah, that
So,
doesn't sound
but
ideal.
but they are opening up a new one. It's in Burnsville, so that's about 50 minutes away from me. So that would be the next
Yeah,
kind
not
of
bad.
closer one. And this one, I guess, is like the biggest one they are going to ever open up. So it's like it's 42,000 square feet.
Wow.
I apparently
Jesus.
I drove by it, and I think it has a pool, a hot tub, and some other stuff too.
Ew.
It's huge. Yeah,
Yeah, that's just people
it's
soup.
yeah, yeah, sure.
I'm not going to one of those.
Um,
Uh,
I like the idea of a
it
pool gym or a gym with a pool or whatever, but like at the same time, bleh.
yeah.
Unpaid or underrated cigars?
Oh,
Cigars.
underrated.
Oh yeah.
So underrated. I love a good cigar, especially after drinking with the boys. Oh,
Good. Well,
What
if you
what's your favorite cigar?
me. I got.
Oh, he's got him. Hell yeah.
Well, I don't have it right now. I haven't stocked up, but I do have like the. I always save the little labels that they always have on them. It's
Yeah,
the
I got a Crew Royale one somewhere in the basement.
yep. I got this one when I was in Utah. It's a Camacho Built Bold Triple Maduro. It's this one was the most boldest one. I like a good bold, like hearty cigar, and this one was perfect.
Weirdly, I think I've had that one.
Really?
Yeah, is it an
Yeah.
orange label?
No, it's
No.
like this one. It's like a silver
Okay, yep.
Camacho.
Yeah, no, I've had that one. Yep.
Yeah, that one.
The
Okay.
triple Maduros
hmm
just means extra fermented, Keith.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, that wasn't a
Um,
joke. I
oh,
just
I know.
figured you didn't know that. It just means
I
that
did not.
it was triple fermented, or they used
Gotcha.
3 different kinds of triple leaves that were fermented. Maduro would just be I think the longer it's been fermented.
Yes.
Makes sense. Unpaid or underrated? Bumper plates.
Unpaid. I don't like them. I like they're good for some stuff. Like they're good for if you're doing like RDLs or some other stuff. I personally I don't know if I'll ever pay for bumper plates.
I got rid of mine.
Yeah,
I sold them at 50 cents a pound just to get them out of my gym.
really.
Yeah.
Oh shit. What brand were they?
Northern Lights. It's a Canadian brand.
Oh,
Most of my gym is Northern
I've
Lights.
I've heard
My
of them.
rack
Yeah.
and most of my tri grips, because that's what was available during COVID when I was building my gym. And I
Gotcha.
paid about $2 a pound for almost everything. And the only reason I had bumpers is because my deadlift was progressing so fast. I needed 45s, and that's all they had.
Oh man, gotcha.
And now those are gone, and I have the Strength Co Hundos, Strength Co 45s, and the rest are all those tri grips. And so, like, I don't have a pretty gym, but I've got weight.
Yeah, wait.
But yeah, those
Yeah,
bumpers
wait.
had to go. I don't know why. I just hated them so much.
Yeah.
Uh, I have a decent collection of bumpers now with all the strongman stuff and clean and pressing, and don't want to be doing that with metal plates.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Correct. And of course, at the time, I was not into
No.
strongman. So now I'm looking back. I also got rid of my elbow wraps because I was like, or elbow sleeves. I'm never going to need these. And now I kind of want those.
All right. I'll hit you with my last one and hand it over here. Unpaid or underrated Lamar Jackson.
Underrated. I
Really?
mean,
I mean, is he? Yeah, it would be hard to say unpaid, but also like,
he's my yeah, he's my goat. I I can't say any good more things about him. He's just amazing. I love him.
is he? Would you say he is the? Okay, so who is the best Ravens player of all time then?
Ravens
Lamar
player of all
Jackson or Ray?
time.
Yeah, you got to go. Oh, I mean, it's
Oh,
obviously going to be Jackson or Ray Lewis. So who is more iconic to you?
that's a good one actually. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna say Ray Lewis.
Okay.
He's my goat actually. Both of
Yeah.
them are my goats. Like I
Yeah, yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I'm just biased.
Did different eras and different positions,
Different eras.
obviously, but those are
Correct.
definitely like two of the top fifth. I don't know. Lamar Jackson literally was just like a running quarterback for so much of his career, and then he like put together a couple really great seasons. But it's like I'm not saying he's not had great seasons, but he also like he's not every season did he throw for
He
several thousand
he
yards. He's
he definitely did have to develop into that. That's for
yeah.
sure. I will agree on that.
So but yeah, all right. I'm gonna hand it off there. I got my four in. And left Joey a long list to pick through.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's three I want in particular
Oh
because I
yeah.
get the feeling those are gonna have good stories. I'm gonna start with the one that I literally learned about today. Unpaid or underrated, the Suicide Boys.
Underrated. They are top notch music. I love it. So I found them when they were in like SoundCloud era. Um, like they had like a few songs that I really liked. I just like them for how grungy they are, and their original like music video. I forget which song it was, but one of their music videos was just so crazy. It was like a mosh pit in like a sewer. It was just insane. It was so cool. So definitely underrated.
All right. I looked them up and it's not up my alley.
Okay, that's
But
okay,
I
and
was
they're
like,
not.
I want to hear because everybody talked and said that you loved them.
Yep,
But yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a try. And I think I got through Not Even a Ghost is as Empty or something.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
And
That's a hard one to listen to sometimes.
okay,
There's
so I
not
started
a
in
lot
the
of
I
good
just
stuff.
gave I went with what YouTube gave me.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like some good songs. Their recent one was pretty decent. But if you listen to some of their older stuff, some of it has way better just like melodies, better overall, just like lyrics. I love it more.
All right. Let's go on to these because these are the ones that I really want to hear your opinion on.
Mhm.
Unpaid or underrated, the Teletubbies.
Fucking I hate
See, that's what I wanted.
unpaid. Unpaid.
Obviously.
I hate them. They
Obviously.
scarred me. The
Yeah.
baby in the sky, that little vacuum fucking thing. Fuck that thing, dude. And it always gave me nightmares, man. When I was younger, it I don't know what it was about the Teletubbies, but it always gave me the worst fucking nightmares when I was a
Well,
younger kid.
it's
That and I'm gonna guess you have another one that has another show in it. No,
you go ahead. You have your druthers.
the fucking Barney. Barney fucked me up
It
too when I
did
was
show up
younger.
in there. I didn't put it in though.
Okay, all right. Barney, fuck Barney.
it's
I'll put
it
that on my.
okay, so I'll go with Teletubbies because I might not agree with Barney.
Okay.
But it was brain rot. That's all it
It was brain
was.
rot.
Like
Their kids brain rot.
they
Yeah.
didn't speak English. That's
Nope.
why like we banned Coco Melon in the house because it just was sing songy and my kids stopped talking
I,
when we started watching Coco Melon. And I actually my brother who I might have firm disagreements with banned Teletubbies in his house when he had young kids and I was like, why? Like they love them. And then I watched an episode, I was like, oh, that's why. This is the worst thing. Yeah.
yeah.
No, no,
Yep.
no, no. Yeah, that crap. Yep.
Yep.
Um Okay, maybe something a little less scarring. Unpaid or underrated. Morgan Wallen.
Unpaid.
Hmm.
I'm not the biggest fan.
The
I
Chris from Beltfed, he posted the other day the best way to listen to Morgan Wallen is off.
Yeah. No, I agreed. I just it's all the same stuff. It's all about the same things. It's just like it's not it
it
I don't
may
know. I
it
just
may
can't
as well be AI.
yeah,
Honestly,
exactly.
every time I
Yeah.
hear it, I'm just like, this sounds like one of the AI songs that they write in the Discord.
Yep.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
All right. I guess my last one, unpaid or underrated. Hulk Hogan.
Unpaid. I So okay, you agree. I
100%.
just think I just hate how he got very political in how he like got himself on. Like I don't know. I never liked how he never allowed anyone to really get like over.
Yep.
He never let anyone get over. He never helped anybody like actually build a solid career. He beat the fuck out of Andre the Giant. Um, it, I just hate him. I can't. Some people, and I also just don't like his little statement about it was like a racial statement like a while ago. I ever since I heard that, I
Yeah,
just
he still can't figure out why the young people in the locker room don't like him. He
and that's
said the
why he
one
got
day, and
booed
he
on
was like,
Netflix.
"Yeah," and he was just like, "These kids don't like me, and I don't know why." And we're like, "We know why, bro.
You,
We're coming for
I
you."
think he I think he knows. I think he knows why, but he just doesn't want to accept it. So then he can kind of like keep trying to get his foot in the door. You know,
Yeah, yeah, he got
it's
booed at WrestleMania twice now,
yeah,
so like, stop bringing him out.
yeah,
Like, there's no arguing what he did for WWF. Like that guy
yeah.
was the
No,
guy. But as soon
yes,
as he got that taste and he took that creative control into all of his contracts, that was it. It was over.
yep, yep. So yeah, and then his American beer or whatever it's called, it sucks. I had a beer. It's bad. I
That's
hated
that's
it.
all Lou Nutter and Huck Finn drink.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I mean,
It was okay. It was
I
a standard lager. I could drink a Coors Light and get the same. But like, so I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's not the first thing I'm gonna reach for.
yeah, same.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah. As a little bit of wrestling talk. You guys had your football talk in your home gym. Nerds talk.
Nerd.
Nerds.
Fucking nerds.
Um, who made WrestleMania? Was it Hulk Hogan or was it Roddy Piper?
who made?
Who made WrestleMania?
Right, put it on the map.
Because they battled in the first WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh,
Who was more important? Hulk Hogan as the hero or Roddy Piper as the heel?
wasn't it Roddy Piper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all right. Shout out Roddy Piper. I just listened to a whole documentary today about him. Actually, I should. I don't think they talked about that, but
He's one of my idols.
yeah, I love Roddy
Yeah,
Piper.
absolutely. Just
Yep. Rest in peace.
yep. So I think that there's a solid argument that, and it comes all the time, heel versus face,
Hmm.
is are you there to see the heel get hit, or are you there to see the face win? And a lot of the arguments about WrestleMania was more people tuned in because they hated Roddy Piper
Mhm.
more than they liked Hulk Hogan,
Yeah,
and that him as the villain made Hulk Hogan the peak hero.
that makes sense.
So
Okay, that yeah,
if you get a chance, read Roddy Piper's book because
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna
he
have to because
I'm surprised he got let back into anything. He hates Vince McMahon, hates
yeah.
bookers, hates like everybody, and they somehow let him back. But obviously because he's
Well,
the Roddy Piper that they were going to do that, right?
yeah, and wasn't he like I don't know, like I kind of know like he was struggling a little bit at the end, so he kind of needed money. So that was like the only reason why he came back was like I need to pay my bills, and
Well,
this is the only way I know.
he beat cancer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the first time.
Yep.
And then obviously it was just like he was doing comedy tours and stuff like that. And he did his book tours, and yeah, you're a wrestler. All you know is wrestling.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe that's why he went back. But after his book, where he pretty much says like Vince McMahon is the worst thing to ever happen to the wrestling business,
Mhm.
he described it as in the old days, you used to go to see wrestlers, and Vince McMahon made it so that you went to see the brand.
Yeah.
And that took the power from the wrestlers. That you were no longer going to see a wrestler, you were going to see WWE.
Yeah.
Or at the time, WWF. And Roddy Piper was a firm believer that took the power of negotiation and money and everything from the wrestlers. So Vince McMahon effectively ruined the sport and career of wrestling. And then they hired him back.
Uh, yeah. I'm a firm believer that WWE is better off without Vince McMahon. Like
100%.
Like
100%.
the new stuff is great. Like I definitely see like why some people like will hit on it about like some storyline stuff and like some repetitive stuff, but it's like I think it's just way better. They allow the commentators just to be so free and like
Yeah.
flowing and like just
Pat
have fun
McAfee
with
is
it.
incredible.
I love Pat McAfee,
I
and
can't, like, he was one of the guys when he came out. I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then like I think
yeah,
I listened to him for like 2 or 3 matches, and I was like, I know who this guy is. This guy's a fan that gets to have fun, and he is
exactly.
doing incredible work at that announce table.
He he
I'll vouch for him any day of the week,
yep.
even after
And
that shit he said about Canada.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Damn,
he apologized.
he did.
He went
He
in, he
did.
was like, I had no clue. And that actually led me to ask somebody on this, like, do you guys get fed that news? And apparently you guys aren't getting fed some of the stuff that's being said about our country up here. And
I
yeah,
yeah.
he had no clue. And somebody sat him down and explained to him. And it was kind of funny. He was just like,
Uh,
I didn't know. I'm sorry. All right.
uh,
Yeah, quick update, quick wrestling talk. I don't watch it a lot anymore ever since Bray
okay.
Wyatt died.
Yeah.
And I do think that a lot of what you said about storylines is they don't have a long form storyteller anymore.
Yeah.
And it was him. He was I'm
He,
setting up this story for 5 years from now.
yeah.
And he did that
Yep.
so well, not even just for himself. He wrote that for other people.
Yeah.
That without him, some of this long form storytelling. So you're starting to see the repetitions. You're starting to see I forgot Nate was here. Hey, Nate. You're starting to see all of those things because they don't have that long form anymore. And they can't because they keep firing everybody and hiring and firing and hiring and firing. So
New rotations.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to get that long form. But
Yeah.
anyway,
No. Rest in peace, Bret Wyatt, man. I actually love Bret Wyatt. I wasn't into WDA. Okay,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah. And, I've got it. I've got every one of his masks above me. Got his toy
Sweet.
here. Yeah. Like a huge Rotunda fan.
Yeah. I think right when I was just getting away from WWE, he was doing the Husky Harris stuff.
Me too. Yep. And I was in
And
the
then
Nexus.
yeah, yep. And then I kind of like, oh jeez, sorry. There we go. And then I think I came back on right when he was doing the mask.
The Fiend.
What's the character? The Fiend. Yeah, when he was doing the Fiend stuff, and I fell in love with that.
Yep.
That whole storyline
And that's
was
why I
from
have the knuckle tattoos and everything. Like it
it's so
was
good.
so psychological. It was incredible. And the story goes that he built that 7 years before, where they had
Yeah,
on their YouTube channel or something. It was like they would ask wrestlers about their supernatural experiences, and he told a story back when he was like the cult leader Bray Wyatt. So the Fiend wasn't even in anybody's thoughts.
yeah,
And he told a story about how he went to the woods and he saw a pale faced demon and heard screaming and everything like that. And then 7 years later, the Fiend shows up. Like he was doing this so far in advance. That like, yeah, it was. I stopped watching probably about the time John Cena started to rise. I think right
yeah,
about when that ruthless aggression era started is when I backed out. And then somebody was like, no, you need to get back in and you need to look at Bray Wyatt. And that was about the time where he was feuding with John Cena.
yeah,
And that's when like, the sheep masks with all the kids around the ring and everything started. And then I was just like, who is this guy? And that's when I got back into wrestling right up until he died.
yeah,
And then the moment he died, I was just like, now I'm only still back half in.
yeah. What's your thoughts on I think it's like the Firehouse Funhouse match or whatever with John Cena?
Uh, oh yeah, the Firefly Funhouse match.
Yeah.
So John Cena wrote that match.
Oh, he did. Oh, that makes sense.
That was 100% John Cena taking an opportunity to shit on himself.
That's yeah.
And
That makes sense.
because that's what the Fiend was, right? The Fiend was a reset. If you ever wrestled the Fiend, he was a reset to you and your character. He would hurt you or heal you, which is again the things I have on my hands.
Yeah.
And that would make you go back to who you were at your best. He did it to Finn Balor. He did it to who was the next one? Daniel Bryanson. Like he kept doing that where John Cena was like, well, you do it for me.
Yeah.
And you're going to show the side of me that people want to see. And that was the heel John Cena. What if I had become a heel? What if I had joined the NWO? What if I had done all that? And now here we are. John Cena is the best heel in wrestling. Right?
Yep.
So, that's the legacy of, it should have been, honestly, it should have been the Fiend that did that to him. But obviously he's not there, so they can't. And the new guy isn't cutting it. Uncle Howdy, he's not cutting it.
Yeah, I've been very under impressed with the Wyatt Six. They've been off like air for like the longest time now. Like
they don't know what to do. Supernatural characters don't work. They never do. And like you can name 3 that have worked.
Yeah.
Undertaker, Kane, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I never. That was after man.
Maybe the Boogeyman, just because he had a lasting effect. And I still think his commitment to that character is one of the greatest. He removed his teeth and he ate worms and he like that shaky thing he would do on the way to the ring. Yeah. Oh, that was like, I loved that guy as a kid.
I loved it too. It was
the shitty vampire guy from their early late 90s. It was like
Vampiro.
Yeah,
he wasn't the best.
No, and he wasn't supernatural either. He was just goth.
Hacksaw
he pretended to be a vampire. He fucking like spit blood out of
his Gangrel. Yeah, you're talking Gangrel, the leader of the Brood. Gangrel was actually based off of a role-playing game called Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
Hey, they came out looking all fucking, interview with a vampire with his fucking frilly shirt.
I love that guy.
I was just trying to hit the trifecta there on like supernatural people from the 90s to early 2000s.
I was talking successful ones only, and it was Undertaker, Kane, and Bray Wyatt. And even Bray Wyatt wasn't that supernatural. He was just creepy until he became the Fiend.
Yep.
All right. You passed Unpaid and Underrated, and we definitely hijacked this with wrestling.
Yep.
Do I need a wrestling podcast? Everybody that listens to this is just like,
that when I'm out of town.
Just get your own wrestling podcast. Just start your own, record it on another night. But like, I'm not that into it anymore. Have you seen Toni Storm?
Toni Storm. I don't think I have.
Okay. Yeah. Last wrestling point. I think she's in TNA or AEW, one of those kind of under ones.
Yeah.
Go check out her promos.
Toni Storm. Actually, I've heard her.
Yeah.
Heard her name, but I don't really watch the AEW like TNA stuff a lot.
No, me either. But I go out of my way to watch her highlights. Just go and watch her promos. Her matches, sure, but her promos, don't let her go to WWE. They will crush her and kill her and take away her creativity. Her promos. She did this entire promo where she just said, I'm going after everybody. And then they put their picture up next to her. Mm-hmm. And she just roasted every single woman in the roster, one after another in like 60 seconds. And it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Yeah. And then on Botchamania, they put it to Not Like Us, because that's how bad the roast was. They put it to They Not Like Us. Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, Keith, wake up.
Big Jake, do you got anything for us, buddy, to round this out?
Yeah. Keith.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever make a post about how you built your bench that you have in your house?
It was a
custom like a blog. Bot. Oh, a custom bot one?
I mean, there might be a post just about buying. I haven't built really anything. But there was a local fabricator that does a lot of gym equipment. I mean, he basically only does gym equipment now, but he also still does some local stuff. But he's I don't know. He's building a lot of like semi-commercial stuff now too. He's just not in it for the home gym scene. He doesn't give back to the community in any capacity. He's just, I don't know. It's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
There's so much opportunity for companies to get involved now, and people that don't are just kind of scratching my head at that.
Yeah. The only reason I bring that up is because I remember in 2016 I used to work at an activity center, and like they would let me just kind of like free roam the internet, just like whenever there wasn't like a manager behind me. And I remember I was like looking at the time I was getting into like looking into like garage gym stuff. That's how I like kind of started. I remember I
Mm-hmm.
saw a blog post. It might have been whoever made it for you,
Mm-hmm.
but they pretty much went in like full detail of like each
I think
part, how they cut it.
Joe Gray did something probably pre 2020 when he was like highlighting people in the community and stuff. So that definitely
Yep.
exists. So that might have been it for sure.
So
Uh,
I think I knew about you in 2016, but I never knew it was you.
that's great.
So
I dig
yeah,
it. That makes me happy.
yeah.
Keith loves hearing about
Um,
himself. It's his favorite
I
thing.
oh.
do. I mean, who doesn't?
uh,
Reassurance is a positive thing.
Reinforcement?
Yeah, reassurance is not the right word. I would have got that word right before the half hour of wrestling talk, maybe. But I did enjoy some of that. Some of it I could relate to.
yeah. Okay.
But I hit a
And
wall a little bit ago. Sorry, boys.
no, that's okay. I guess for both you, um, who's your like top three favorite wrestlers of all time? I know it's going to be Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, he's on there for sure.
Oh, 100%.
I'll go while Keith thinks. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
I can go. Kevin Nash, Stone Cold,
Ooh.
and oh man, that's a. I'll have to think on the third one, I guess. So maybe I'll
Okay.
let Joey finish.
I have one question. Are we talking wrestler or sports entertainer?
Sports entertainer.
So Bray Wyatt,
Mhm.
Stone Cold,
Okay.
probably Chris Jericho,
Oh, that's a good one.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I think you could take Chris Jericho and replace him with other people,
Mhm.
but on the spot, I'm going to say him because the Y2J stuff.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of his since he was the Lionheart in WCW, right? Taz.
Oh, Taz. That's a good one.
Yeah, Taz. You know what? No, take Chris Jericho out, put Taz in. Taz is one of the reasons I think I really started to enjoy wrestling.
Yeah.
Right when he was that character in ECW, where he was just he was a shit brick house. He's 5'4" both ways. Like he would talk
straight shit.
And
He
then
was great.
back it up.
Yeah.
He was
Yep.
strong. He was the human suplex machine because he was strong as hell.
Yeah.
And and everything about him right up until they ruined him in WWE.
Yeah.
Definitely going to put him up there.
His commentating was really good in WWE though. I like his commentating.
It was, but that shouldn't take away from remember that he cold suplexed Bam Bam Bigelow. I bought the ECW DVD, The Rise and Fall of ECW. I watched all the matches with their commentary. I think Bam Bam wasn't there, so it was Taz talking about it. And he goes, yeah, he didn't want to take the suplex and I wanted him to take it, so I just did it. And he took a 350-pound man and threw him over his head.
Yeah, just launched him.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It's like, you hear that and you're like, how do you not respect that guy? Yeah. As a person into strength training, as a person into wrestling, how do you not respect this 5'4" dude tossing a 350-pound guy over his head cold? Yeah. No jump, no nothing. He's like, no, I'm just going to do this to you. So to me, I'm going to put Taz up there. Jericho, like I said, I love everything. Like the last real, what do you call it? Catchphrase in wrestling was Chris Jericho.
Yep.
And do you remember what it was? You just made the list.
You made the list. Okay, I was thinking of the list, but I didn't know if that was his last one.
You just made the list. A catchphrase. He
This is
made the
great.
word "it"
Yeah.
a catchphrase. Like that dude was a monster at the time. A lot of the times in the earlier stuff, he was really kind of weirdly sexist and he just leaned on the easy pickings. But then when he came back as the heel with his short hair and the scarf,
Yep.
that I think was his best iteration.
That's
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. The Y2J was great. Lionheart was probably arguably the best because that's when he did his best wrestling in the ring.
Yep.
And then went to WWE, won the first undisputed world championship, right? He won the two championships at the same time from Triple H and Stone Cold. And then went away and came back as the short, like I just mentioned. And that was like his best work. The You Just Made the List thing still kills me. I still reference it all the time. You never knew what the list was.
No, you never knew. I remember watching a compilation of it just every time he would say it and like to everybody. It was awesome. The one when he pointed out like somebody in the crowd and he was like fat or something. I forget what he said, but it makes me laugh every time I watch it.
Yeah, fat homeless looking guy. You just made the list.
You made the list.
Do you remember what? Oh God, what was his name? The SAWFT Swaft. That dude, he was really good on the mic too. He would have been really fun if he had been allowed to stay. But
I'm trying to think, what was it again? Say it one more time.
Enzo and Cass. It was Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, no,
those dudes were over.
They were over.
And then they broke them up because that's what they do. They break up every good tag team. But he was really over. I still love every once in a while just going back and watching their highlights. That time that the mic didn't work, so he just yelled the promo and the whole crowd yelled it with him. Like that was incredible. And then he got accused of something. We won't say what it was. And decided not to tell the lawyers that he was being accused of this thing. So he didn't get fired for being accused. He got fired for withholding the accusations and the lawsuit. Yeah. And they were like, nah, man, you've tarnished our image. You got to go. And then he made some shitty rap songs.
Mm.
Who's your third, Keith? Did you get a chance to think about it?
I guess Mick Foley. I don't know. I was looking at a list.
Oh, Mick Foley.
Mick Foley, just for the variety. I probably liked Undertaker maybe better, but Mick Foley, the fact that he was three people, you got, three relevant characters in like a short period of time. When he no one else really interchanged characters like that. Like everyone just get like redefined and like they just pretend the other guy never existed. But for Mick Foley to have the freedom to have those mental breakdowns and be three different people depending on the night, or sometimes on the same night.
I was thinking about the Royal Rumble where he did all three of them.
Yep,
it was insane. I love that one.
I loved Mankind. I could go on for Mankind for another hour if I had to.
Well, you guys do that.
Yeah. Nate's like, let's do it.
Yeah. I guess to cap it off, last question. What's your 2025 big equipment that you guys want for this year? For garage gym or home gym?
I got so much stuff recently. I'm running out of. I'm not really running. More sandbags.
A new laptop for Keith.
Yeah, I honestly I need. I've gotten so much shit recently.
Yeah, that better be first.
Yeah, no, I mean I got some stuff. I think I have some more. It's a pain in the ass. Because I want sandbags in the basement and the garage, but I don't have enough right now. So I'm gonna get like some duplicate sandbags, where I have like a 150, a 175, and a 200 in all three places, or at least a 150 and a 200 in downstairs and upstairs, because I want to do carries and bag over bar, but I can't do bag over bar outside, and I want to do stuff outside, so some duplicate sandbags.
Well, inclusive fitness #scants code scants.
Tim, I believe. I think it's Tim 10.
The Keith said with a sock shows up, Mr. Socko.
That's wild.
I want a log.
Log.
I want a log price to the point that I was looking at a Cambridge bar just to practice log.
Okay.
I just didn't want to spend $200 on a Cambridge bar when I could spend $350 on a log. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. But I can't put it in. Excuse me. I can't put it in the basement. I'll hit the rafters. So I would need a log that I can keep outside with a series of plates I can keep outside. So I would probably want a wooden log for that.
Okay. I was just about to ask what kind you would want.
Yeah, because the wooden log, as heavier and different as it would be, would withstand the elements outside a little better. I also want a bigger rock.
Okay.
So my
I
current,
I get.
yeah, my
I know a
current,
guy who likes rocks. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
my
yeah,
current,
Big James.
my
Yeah,
current
he's
rock
always-
is 106 pounds. It's sharp as hell on all sides, but I still love it. I think I want one a little bigger and a little heavier to maybe do some Husafel kind of carries. But it's landscaping rocks are like $5 a pound. Like they're ridiculous to go and find. So I just keep looking at the side of the road when I'm driving because I live in the country. Because the farmers will till or disc and they'll take all their rocks and push them out towards the ditch. That's a really good place to find rocks. That's a really good place. And you just walk by and you go, anybody want this? And they're going to go, no. And you're going to go, well, I do. And it goes in the trunk. So this is the prime time to find that. So it would be a log or rock. Farmers, I would like some farmers handles and I think I can get them for relatively cheap, but I don't have anywhere to use them. That's again, the problem until the basement's cleared out and everything goes out into the shed that was just built and my gym moves over to the other side and I get the entire half of the basement, I don't have room for any of that stuff. But I think at some point there's going to be some farmers handles going into the gym. I'm moving to strongman. I'm done with powerlifting nerd shit. You and your cues. Your rules.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good questions.
Thank you.
All right. We appreciate it there, Big Jake. It's been a blast, my friend. So
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you guys with some affiliates here real quick. So Obsidian Ammonia, Barbell Rescue, Plate Snacks, Home Gym Con, Belt Fed Strength, Freedom Fitness Equipment, and the Strength Co. apparel from the Strength Co. Use code UNPAID at all those locations, and you'll at least save a little bit of money. And big one nutter, where they going to find you at, buddy?
Jake _the with 2 E's and then _dog or one nut lifter.
Here we go. Go look them up. Joey, where you at?
You're going to hit me at Joey _Malesko. I'm LECZKO. That's it. That's the place to find me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm slowly moving off everything else off Instagram. I'm done with Facebook. TikTok's probably going soon.
I don't think I've logged into TikTok in like 3 months.
I know. I
my
keep
life's
looking
been
at
for
it
the
going,
better.
I should delete that. And then I don't open it. And I don't doom scroll on it.
Mine's on like the very last page. Like I never see it anymore. We have an Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, website, unpaidinternpodcast.com. Go check out the YouTube. I'm Keith Honeycutt73 on Instagram. More importantly, go follow my Orange Jam Than a Wine Cellar. And until next time, we'll see you next Tuesday.